Hello, and welcome back to Roll4It, where everybody choose streams get to play some lovely tabletop RPGs. Sorry about the technical difficulties this morning. It appears Firefox reset all my settings and thus made it impossible to capture. But it's all fixed, and it all works, and everything should be fine. Anyway, I can't hear the theme. Where's the theme?
Are you talking about the characters or the stream?
I mean everything. Personal
Cool.
lives,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
all fixed. It'll be fine.
I can hear the music.
Can you? Oh, now. Yeah,
it keeps restarting.
That's because I keep restarting it. It doesn't play for some reason on Firefox unless I play it from Firefox. Good job, Firefox. Really pleased. Anyway, hi and welcome. Announcements. Bentham, do the announcements. I'm just too gone now.
We don't have a supporter today, but there's some cool Patreon stuff been going on. We have the monthly posters out for the Game of Thrones show, which has all the cast in because they were totally all present at the tournament. We wanted them all in shot. It's the cool fight from the first episode. We also have the monthly comic out that is Cheese Quest issue 5. We're getting close to the end of that now. The Flat Cat has made an appearance, as has the not Flat Cat. It's all happening. And there's been more behind-the-scenes stuff like the Ironborn Raider stats for Game of Thrones as well. And there'll be more continuing to come out as I continue to make endless pages of stuff about the Game of Thrones show.
Okay,
That's
is
all
that
the
it?
Patreon things.
Awesome. In which case, we'll go for the spiel, the shilling. Note that Maggie will be joining us relatively soon. However, she is, I think, battling her way through, like, rush hour traffic or whatever to try to get to us. So she will be with us shortly. So, if you want to support the show, you can do so over at patreon.com/roll4it. We have different tiers and have different rewards when you support the show and allow us to pay our lovely cast. For instance, there is access to the Discord and MP3s at lowest tier. Then, of course, there's stuff like after shows. Party tier, you get access to stuff like information about bad guys, not bad guys, that's GM tier, but you get information about like characters and stuff. GM tier, you get access to stuff about bad guys, you get some poll stuff. Then there's stuff like names as NPCs, and of course, the legend tier, where you get to take part in a one-shot GM by a member of the Roll4It cast that is super secret and totally not streamed. Then, of course, you wouldn't subscribe on Twitch if you wish. You get access to the VODs before they go on YouTube, which is normally about 24 hours processing. And, of course, you get access to our lovely emotes and, of course, the Discord, which is amazing. And, of course, if you wish to support in another way, you can tip or you can bit. The example there by Shadak, thank you very much. That you can fill that cup with love and then hide our logo behind the cup. And finally, if you wish to support in a non-monetary way or in addition, you can just tell people about the show. Tweet, like tweets, comment on tweets, tweet GIFs. Or apparently, as one fan did, make a plushie thing based on a character in the show.
Yeah, they
cool.
knitted...
Ollie the Dolly.
Yep.
Nah, I like it. I like it. That's Ollie the Dolly now. Nice. Yeah.
Looks really good.
Yes.
Come on now. Anyway, yeah. So that's it for the shilling. Lauren. Take it away.
Are you sure we're ready for this?
No.
Okay, great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stormforce. We're playing Masks, the teenage superhero RPG from Magpie Games. It is a powered by the Apocalypse system, so if you've seen any of those, you may be familiar with how a lot of this works. Let's go over our really basic summary. The team is a trash fire. There we go. Let's jump into it. I feel like I do a lot of the summary. I'm curious if anybody wants to try and like recap some of the salient things that have occurred so far. It's okay if you don't want to, but I'm kind of curious like what you all think is important.
There's a lot been going on.
There is, yeah. No, that's
Casper
that's
and
why
Liam
I,
have switched t-shirts. That's what's important to Miranda right now. Definitely nothing else.
Okay, I then if that's what's important, I'll go over everything else. So they came together as a team to be superheroes called Stormforce in the city. They have been dealing with a lot of different things, but there's kind of this overarching issue related to the fact that we have a doomed in our group, and the doomed is Liam, and he is doomed, which is it is as bad as it sounds. A very good probability that he will not make it to his next birthday. And I don't actually know when's your birthday. If it's in like a day, it doesn't matter. You won't make it. There's fucking time skips in this game.
True.
So based off of this, it involves an extra dimensional creature, which also seems to be connected with the mentor of Frey, a clairvoyance, as well as Miranda's mother that she does not know, and this former team called Thunderwatch. I think that's what they were called in this city. And things that went horribly wrong for them. They have encountered people who also seem to be infected by the same thing that is slowly destroying our dearest Liam, a Stormcrow, and Seneca, and another mysterious individual. So they know of at least 3. And they've been trying to help them, trying to rescue them. Last time there was a jailbreak, which went sort of badly for everybody. And now Burnout, Liam, has a pet monster crow living in their extra dimensional pocket. That probably won't go horribly wrong. It's not like they left a not particularly intelligent being in a dimension with a really tempting cliff.
And a god telling them to go to the cliff. No.
Yeah. Burnout and Frey have done the smoochies because they like each other. But also they have complicated feelings because they're teenagers and they're superheroes, and I don't trust them. It's episode 12. Miranda murdered some people by accident. I guess manslaughtered some people by accident by losing control over her powers when she encountered Forge, this individual they seem to be up against, who has can control technology with their mind and utilizes nanobots to basically provide leverage to get people to do what they want. We also found out last time that Claire had been infected by said nanobots and her powers are on the fritz. So she's a real grumpy pants. And that both Seneca and Stormcrow have had these nanobots placed in them in order to maybe either potentially there's some helpful information or helpful aspect because we know Miranda has them too, and it's part of what helps her control her powers. So we ended the last episode with the team coming together and meeting. Everyone had been kind of all over the place in the episode. Frey had talked to Claire.
Casper and Liam had been all over the place.
Casper and Liam had been all over each other. Miranda had a lot of feelings. And so did Spark. They went and talked to her parents, who finally admitted to Spark part of why they hadn't told her anything and all of their fears. Casper got out of the hospital because he'd been stabbed. That feel like that's everything. And so they were in the Storm Fortress because everything is thematically named. And Frey was standing in front of the group, looking important and full of leadership, and said something along these lines, which is, I have a plan to deal with Forge. And that's when we ended the last episode. So we can flash back to the team seated in the living room area of Storm Fortress, Frey and Liam wearing each other's clothes, and Spark having not noticed this, but Miranda definitely having noticed this, and all of them meeting. Frey standing in front of the group, having said, I have a plan.
I have a plan for us to take on Forge.
I assume that is met by an extended silence.
We're go on.
Miranda pulls up the garlic bread that she got from downstairs in Pizza Force and just looks at Frey.
Crunch. Well, we can't fight Forge directly, but we can disrupt his plans, which I think will probably be to gather the people who were hit with whatever the dark energy is that got burnout. Right?
You're like, this is my plan.
Eh? So we find those other people. We make sure he can't do anything to them. And we keep them safe until we can fight him directly.
Well, right now, one of them is in another dimension, which seems to be mostly keeping them safe. One is on life support in a hospital, presumably.
Somewhere.
Or maybe on life support, kidnapped now. And the other is in prison, and it seems like waking them up might cause horrific destruction. He wants that one being woken up.
He wants to wake her up?
No, the other one. He doesn't want to wake Seneca up. We want to wake Seneca up.
Miranda looks at Liam, a bit like, okay.
I look over Miranda like, when she's asleep is when she uses her power. She doesn't want to be asleep. Sure, works for me.
Oh. I thought you might be being a bit more empathetic.
Well,
Also, she's being controlled by Forge, and if we can prevent that, that would also be nice.
We don't know what her powers were before she got hit with this, and the fact that she did have powers is part of my plan, because there seem to be two forces here at work, and I don't understand what they are, but I know that they attract each other, because otherwise Seneca wouldn't have this evil stuff, and neither would Stormcrow. So we have one of them. We need to take a look at Stormcrow and figure out what's going on with them. Exactly.
I can bring them back, and it's probably for the best. I don't want to leave them there.
Go
At
there?
the same time, as soon as Stormcrow comes back, the nanites might reactivate.
So we could go there.
We could go there.
You do technically have a vehicle with interdimensional portal capabilities.
Spark probably pipes up like, we can fly there with the car.
Mm-hmm.
Skip. Sorry. Skip. Mecha Skip will be able to get us there. You know, because I'm very smart.
It's bang on.
I've got to get very high. I don't quite know how she does. Is it this? Is it? What is this? What is the voice?
It's not high enough. Like,
I know. I'm not as small as her. I can't produce this out of a
Let
sound.
me see. Do I have a pitch shifter that'll do it?
Oh, no.
I mean, theoretically, I can balance that. Oh, that's just.
Is she very nasally? Because I don't feel like. Oh, this is.
No,
there we
not
go.
that
Okay.
nasally.
Yeah.
No.
It's closer.
Closer, but not
Okay.
that nasally.
Well, I only have. Here we go.
Let me do this. I can kind of do all or nothing.
you can go to the other dimension.
Oh, well, we could go to the other dimension. No, okay.
No, none
No,
of us.
So-
no.
I should be able to get us there. I think that will be very efficient. I might need to repack the stacks. Liam ate all of them last time.
No,
we
that
we
was
could
me.
try.
I ate all
try
this.
using- I was gonna say I don't think I've been in that car yet, so it wasn't me that ate the snacks.
Oh,
I
okay,
hope
yeah.
Maggie's listening to this.
We'll just assume that Maggie. It's fine.
Like, that sounds like a good plan. The car might actually work better, and if I'm there when we travel, I can make sure it doesn't go wrong.
Last time you prevented us from getting in, and that was very complicated.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you don't do that again.
That's what it is. It's Spark with a cold. It sounds
Well,
exactly
look,
like Spark with a cold.
Sometimes you get the sniffles.
It's
I
a
was
side effect of
crying a
international
lot
travel.
earlier, okay? I was talking to my parents. It was very sad. I have a lot of conditions, probably.
One of the conditions is cold.
Never is
Oh, look, I am
Seattle.
angry and insecure. You're not helping.
Great.
Joff, we could take a look at Stormcrow. I'm not sure what I could do.
Well, my thought was that you seem to have a better control over this opposite to burnout energy. It's kind of creative stuff. So you'd probably be able to understand it easier and better than us. And maybe track it. And I want to answer a couple of questions. First off, are there any more heroes that have been hit with this stuff? And how do we get it out of them?
I can try.
So yeah, we'll start with what we've got, and that's Stormcrow. How does that sound?
I think that's a good plan. We got someone with an affinity for their powers, someone who knows about technology.
Cool.
You can probably look into the future and the past and things and see more stuff.
I'm still having a little bit of static, to be honest, so I'm not going to try unless I have to, you know?
All right, let's go.
Just gonna leave that.
Actually, what time is it? Or should we sleep first? I don't know.
Okay, let me find our
This has
time
been one of those
again.
days that keeps going.
Yeah,
so
Lauren, would you like an 8-hour time skip?
Probably like an
Well,
8-hour
tough
time
luck!
skip would be helpful. Let me find my calendar. So okay, so we had the prison break happened on the 21st. And then, because you did research, you returned, and then it was the prison break. And then I have nothing written down for the 22nd, which probably means... so the prison break happened. Miranda, you went to jail. Frey went to the hospital. You all slept, so you had the day, right? Because you were all there pretty late when you got back. Prison break, all of that happened. It was pretty late at night. You ended up staying there. Miranda, you got out in the morning.
Yeah.
Frey, you got out sometime, I think, in the afternoon because they wouldn't let you go for a while. Burnout, you've done a bunch of things.
I essentially...
I would say it's probably relatively late evening.
Yeah. I think I popped in the morning, having been in the dimension for 5 hours real time, and then...
No, because you came in and that's when you knew you found out Frey was in the hospital.
Yeah, so that was like the morning, and then I went there, and then he got discharged.
Yeah, so I think it's probably pretty late. I would say yes, you were all tired. It's been a long and emotional day. One of you got out of prison, so you wouldn't have slept particularly well. One of you recently had surgery, so you wouldn't have slept particularly well, and you're probably still on a lot of medication. So yes, I would say if you all that's where you're all at.
I wouldn't mind sleeping before we go back into your doom realm.
Yeah, actually, I could do with that. I think I didn't sleep because I went there, and then when I came back, it was morning, so I kind of missed that.
Yeah, because you and Spark, you got back in the evening, and then you and Spark tried to contact Seneca that night while both Frey was in the hospital and Miranda was in prison.
Yeah.
And nothing happened, so you slept for the night, and then you had the day. Because you knew he was in surgery, so you couldn't go talk to him.
Right, okay, yeah.
And
Now I
then you
remember.
went. Yeah.
Still probably wants to sleep anyway.
Yeah, oh yeah. So you all have a night off. Well, night off-ish. Does anyone, I mean, I've got an 8-hour time skip coming, but does anyone do you do anything to prep? Do you have any interactions with people? You're all finally back together as a group in the same location. So before you go to sleep, we'll say it's probably 9 p.m.
Okay,
So you've got a little bit of time, but you're tired enough that you don't want to go do something potentially exhausting.
So Kath wants to go do Liam.
Well, that would be potentially exhausting.
Mm-hmm. If Casper doesn't go see Liam, Miranda will go have a word with Liam later on when everyone's asleep.
Okay.
Ideally.
Spark I have to Spark. I'm gonna refer to myself in the third person. I have to go prep Ide to travel to the other dimension. I needs to eat.
She takes her dog for a walk, her giant mech dog, and goes to the local park. And we just see this like rip out a tree and just go nom, 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 nom.
And I'm imagining walking through the park with giant mecha dog. Dog sits down, produces Skip.
Yeah. Yes. No, she takes both dogs for a walk on separate leashes.
Okay. While she's gone then, I will sneak over to Liam's room.
Hello, come in.
Hi, it's me. You free?
Yeah, I'm okay, I'm not asleep yet.
So?
I look down at the shirt I'm still wearing.
So?
What are you asking? What do you want to play-by-play?
No, did you... Was it...
Yeah?
Are you two going steady or something now?
I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Was it just like a one-night thing, or are you... Do you like him, or does he like you?
He said some things about waiting, but then also not.
But also...
I don't know.
Oh, it just seemed that, if you would to... You should probably... You don't even know what it means.
We should probably work out how it works, yeah. I mean, everything's happening very fast right now.
I hope it didn't...
Just generally in life.
Too fast.
I haven't had time to sit down and talk to people about what things mean or anything, really.
Oh, yeah, I mean, not like there should be any pressure, it's just, the end of the possible world. And you two, work together. It's, makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just.
But okay. How are you feeling about it though? You feel good about it?
Yeah. I'm thinking more about the future now. It's nice.
You're thinking about the future.
Yeah. Maybe there is one.
I'm so happy for you. It's been a while since I've seen you actually happy. How's your parents?
The happiness goes away again.
Oh, sorry.
Dad's gonna be fine. He just got a bit injured, and then
You have like a text message of your dad on the phone, and he's gonna be like a thumbs up selfie, but he's got like a bandage on his head. Just like, everything's fine.
And like
But
in the
it's like a
background,
bad
there's like a
selfie.
drip.
Dad. So he doesn't know how to take a selfie.
It's just like half his face and like the shoulder. And a drip behind him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be okay. I still don't know what's really happening with Mum. I know Seneca's got something to do with it, but I don't quite know what.
Well, probably just maybe trapped her in a dream or something. She'll be fine. Look, you've got a wonderful family who care about you. And maybe even, you know, a good thing going with Casper. Like, you know, maybe you'll even have a relationship. I haven't had either of those. You're really lucky. And I'm glad you're now looking to the future. If there's any way I can help, I want to help track down Seneca just as much as you do.
Yeah, I know I don't like the way she does things, but now I don't know if it was actually her doing those things.
She seemed scared and worried when she reached out to me. I don't think it was her.
I've also seen some of the things she's seen.
Are you okay?
As you can be, given the situation.
You want to talk about it? Can I roll comfort and support?
Please do.
I have a -2 to this.
Oh dear.
However,
Hey, a hit.
it's a 9, and I have influence, so it makes it a 10.
Uh-huh.
Very nice. A full success, meaning if they choose to open up to you, Liam can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels. You can also add team to the pool or clear a condition yourself, Miranda.
I'm gonna mark potential because I only have one condition.
I will add my potential from my friend, and I think I've got a choice between angry and guilty. I'm gonna remove angry. It will come back, but I will remove it for now because she's still guilty about the entire thing, like being in jail and so on.
Don't worry. I'm sure she'll only start feeling less guilty as she learns more things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for that. If you open up though, Bentham, so do you open up when I say do you want to talk about it?
I think I do say what particular thing.
Perfect. We'll find out what you open up about in 1 second after this very quick, not commercial break. Surprise!
Look
We have
who's
a
back.
Spark. I know, right?
So this is what Spark sounds like.
So I have to go downstairs to work on Ein because Ein needs to go for a walk because Ein is running low on power.
You sound like a really like she's
Yep.
like she's got like some kind of nasal problem.
Yep.
That's a severe
You're
cold,
like
right?
less nasally, and I'm like,
I
I don't
kinda like
have
that
like an
voice.
interim range on nasally.
That voice is adorable though.
You
I'll
should
make
use
it
that for
quite
character in
clear.
future, Lauren. Anyway, yeah. Do you want to talk about it, Liam?
When I was in the other dimension with Stormcrow, I had a vision.
A vision in the other dimension.
I saw their past. I saw what happened to them. They used to be a lot more human. And then when they were taken over, they started transforming. It happened over a month or so, but I saw just the whole thing in one go, and they just lost everything about themselves. They're just an animal now.
I think Seneca was there for that.
I think
Why she cares about
was.
Stormcrow.
There was one other thing. The nanites, when they turned up, the change slowed down.
They help control powers. That's how they helped me.
I guess they can suppress the things progressing. I suppose if I was unable to use my powers, I would be a fair bit further back on the clock, I suppose.
Do you think they'd work on you?
I think we shouldn't even try until we get rid of the one who can control them with his mind. And is also evil.
Well, they help me control my powers, and Spark was saying that she might be able to provide like a way of preventing signals going to them.
And that's something to think about later when we understand the nanites better. Let's check on Stormcrow, see if we can learn anything more. Be as prepared as we can be. We can work out what to do about Forge, and maybe also what to do about the powers.
Do you want me to talk to Casper?
About what?
You know, about how he's feeling, about you two. I wouldn't tell you what he says, because he's a friend also, but if you think that he's feeling a little bit standoffish, I could see if he's okay. I don't want to intrude on your relationship, though.
If you want to talk to him, you can talk to him. I don't know what's happening.
I just don't want to, intrude on your relationship.
I mean, if you're not telling me what he says and you're not telling him what I say, then it's just you talking to your friends.
Yeah. I guess maybe some people see it differently, but you're the first friend I've had who's got in a relationship with someone else I know.
I guess that's a bit of a weird position to be in.
No, I'm really happy for you.
I know.
If we'd both been that way, I'd have loved to date you if we'd have actually not. I'm just happy that you can find happiness with someone.
That's a confusing conversation to even go into. Thank you?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm not good at this. This is the
If
first
I was
time.
attracted to you, I would date you. But I'm not, so I won't.
I'm sorry, this is the first time I've had, this is new to me as well, and I'm really happy for you.
I know. Thank you.
I'm just so glad someone else can make you happy.
I'm probably smirking a bit just because this is funny now.
Miranda's blushing like she's beetroot red.
Yep.
I'm gonna go.
Okay, sleep well.
Yep, Miranda's just like gonna walk out and like I gotta find something to do.
Is that moment where you're like, how do I door?
Yeah, she like pulls on the push door and like, oh,
Yeah.
no, oh, sorry.
As she's leaving, I'm like, Miranda,
Yes?
I hope you find someone too. I think
She goes more beetroot red.
I feel like you don't think that's gonna happen, but don't write anything off.
I'm dangerous. Those around me.
You're not.
I just killed a hospital.
You didn't. It was Forge,
Okay, but
wasn't you?
I'm still dangerous to those I'm around.
I don't know how many times you've saved our lives. And we're all still here.
It only takes one time for someone to die. There's a million people in the city who live boring lives who don't need saving. They don't need someone like me in their life. The advantage to you dating Casper is that he's already a super, he's already in danger.
You haven't hurt anyone. Someone else used your powers to hurt people.
I've read some of the theories on the internet. They were saying that maybe supers with that sort of power shouldn't even be licensed.
You listen to people on the internet?
I know you say I shouldn't, but
Fourth wall.
they're saying they have a point. People with my sort of powers, if they're at all unstable, maybe shouldn't even get involved in anything like this. We should just lock our powers away or lock ourselves away.
If you go looking, you'll always find people that hate you. Doesn't matter what you are.
You wanna roll comfort and support?
Yeah.
That's a good quote. Wiki people add that to book.
That's the
Liam
Liam
quote.
Banner quote at the top.
Yeah.
Full
Liam
hand.
inspirational quotes.
Very nice.
Damn. Thank you.
I'm gonna team to the pool.
Okay.
Do I want to go to 0 conditions?
Oh,
It's up
damn.
to you.
I
Is
think
Liam going to be the only non-trash fire this episode? Oh no.
I could take the potential. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go 0 conditions.
Do it.
She
I
runs
think
over to
that
Liam
also,
and just like hugs
Like
him.
in some ways, from a mechanical perspective, makes a lot of sense because Nova, like, she's hesitant about her powers, and Noah gets more powers from conditions, right? Like,
No, my playbook goes yin yang, back and forth all
Yeah.
the time. Everyone else slowly accumulates. I just go. Whoop, 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 whoop.
yeah. So I think that's like you're like, okay, I'm back under control of myself. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get to be the Nova right now.
She runs over and just hugs Liam.
I hug.
Yeah. I'm gonna go now. Before I make more of a fool of myself. Thank you.
Okay, see you tomorrow when we go to another dimension. The usual.
Yeah. The standard day ending in Y.
You go you like
Close
go
the
through the door,
door.
but you're like the door's still closed, and you walk into it, and it's awkward. And
Yep. Then walk
No
with, like, a
joke.
coat
I
rack
have
and-
legit run into a door before.
I definitely have to.
You know the ones that like they open this way and there's like a pole in the middle? I didn't realize there's a pole in the middle. I ran right into the pole. A bruise on my head.
The first time my family went on holiday to Florida, we went to like a hotel with like a big glass like opening to like a balcony, and she went into the room and was like, put a bag, and I was like, oh, balcony, bang, full on, straight in, full speed.
I also, on my first day of my job, not at this job, at one of my previous jobs, I was like talking to a coworker at the end of the day, and I was like, "All right, bye." And then I turned around and walked into the elevator door. The elevator wasn't open, and the coworker's just like, okay. Turned around, and I was like, oh.
Doors are difficult. That's why door is so terrifying, Doris.
I am clumsy.
Yeah,
What a mess.
it's amusing. The most competent people are sometimes the most clumsy people.
I think
Let's
it's
put
an
it,
attention
also,
thing.
doors are the hardest thing for people to get past in tabletops. So it's like,
I think for me it's an attention thing. I just like I'm so thinking of so many things. I'm just like
That makes sense. I tend to pay a lot of attention to my surroundings, so I don't normally have issues with doors.
Nope.
Anyway,
So-
I go to Casper.
Okay, so Miranda's gonna go to Casper. Was Casper up to anything? Is Casper available? We established that Spark took Ein and Skip for a walk to recharge Ein. So we have a visual of Mecha Skip eating like trees in a local park. And you can return whenever. But the plan established is that the group is going to use Ein to travel to the portal dimension and attempt to investigate what's going on with Stormcrow to understand what's happening there.
Yes.
So yeah, where was Frey? It's late evening, so everyone decided to go to sleep before you venture into said dimension.
Yeah, before Frey goes to sleep before dimension travel, I think there was something about not eating 30 minutes before you do it or something like that.
Yeah, you get a cramp in your side and then you can drown.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's dimension travel.
especially not eating cheese. I think because
Yeah, that's how you get the weird dreams when you're drowning.
Yeah. But Frey is sorting out the new inventory of gadgets that we have. So Frey is probably in like a side room organizing things.
Okay.
You don't have to knock. This is a communal room.
What are these?
Well, over there we have the surveillance equipment of various types. I was thinking of bringing some of that with us so we can. It'll be helpful for getting a track on various people, and then keeping it that way. And then we've also. Gets out of his pocket like a leather wallet with a badge inside. He flips open and hands to Miranda. It's like, we've been issued with these. If it should make getting through police cordons, for example, slightly easier.
Is it just like a registered hero badge?
It's a badge of authority. Yeah.
It is more than a registered hero badge. I think there's probably like different types of registration. There's like basic level, and then there's like more. It's like security clearance sort of levels, and so these are like a higher security clearance. So you'll be under less suspicion. You get more leeway when you flash.
Like
these
there's
badges.
registered heroes who just go through like a quick test of your powers, and then there's like the background
Yeah.
clearance, like they check your background as well.
Yeah. And so Claire's furnished you with badges of authority, fake identities, I think was the other one.
Yeah, false identities.
False identities.
Surveillance equipment, badges of authority. We all also have a chem lab.
Yeah,
but
so
we've
this
had
room
that-
also has like the chem lab in it, although Spark may have like started taking pieces of it. I think she's been, I assume Spark has been using it. Like that's part of how she's able to do all of these upgrades. Is like, you like look around and the chem lab's like half disassembled.
Yeah. Yeah, Frey ignores that. And then there's also like a big black locked briefcase in there that Frey ignores.
How'd you do
Very
the-
stylish.
How'd you do the
Oh, the
flick it
style.
open
Flippy
thing?
thing?
She like flicks it and then just like chucks it across the room.
It's like a registered hero. Nice. Yeah, and you'll get used to it, and you know when you nail it, you'll feel very cool.
That's a really good idea.
Well, it's been a problem for us, so I thought I'd fix that.
Yeah.
How are you?
Killed a half dozen people, destroyed a hospital.
Only 3 people died.
No, 6 people died.
What? I have 3 written
Was
down.
it 3?
3 people died, 59 were injured.
Oh, that's fine then.
Gotta.
They were probably old and gonna die anyway. And it may not have been like a direct blast. It was probably like someone was in surgery and then like the power went out. And so like, life support failed. And
Sure, that's totally different.
yeah, it's indirect murder. You got really lucky. That was a 2d6 roll.
Yeah.
That does suck, obviously, but we're still young and all that. We'll get used to it. We have responsibilities, so.
Get used to killing people.
No, not killing people, but people will die and we won't always be able to be there to save them. But we've got to try, There's always the future. The next time.
Yeah, you mentioned that your future is glitchy?
Ever since I touched an unstable element from another dimension,
The thing
it's
you stole to power the...
borrowed. That's a good point. Stole.
That's where I can't protect the group again like that.
Like what?
Take the fall.
You're right. You won't have to. I didn't realize you were going to do it, but I'm glad you did. And once we find out what Orion are up to, then it'll be cleared anyway. So.
Okay.
But thank you.
Oh, thanks. So, you and Liam? I gesture at the top.
You sure you don't want me to show you how the surveillance equipment works? It's like, it's some of it's complicated. There's like bugs and everything.
But does it mean you're going steady?
Let me count. It's been a couple of days, and I was in hospital for one of them, so I don't know.
But you two did.
Oh, you noticed, did you? Yeah. So
You are wearing his top still.
it's comfortable.
I mean,
I've got crumbs on it.
I just
It's been a day. It's been like hours.
just like he deserves to be happy.
You're right. He does. I haven't talked about this with him, so I'm not
No,
trying to.
don't. No. Just maybe you should talk to him about it.
I should. We've also got a job to do there. And I
Not
think
talking
that's
about
probably
it
what I'll talk to him
might
about.
just make it worse.
I'm not going to not talk to him about it. Right now.
You should. Okay, but at the next opportunity,
Yes.
he's having hard enough time with his mum being held hostage and his life in danger. He doesn't need, the person that he's into not talking to him.
It's not that I'm not talking to him. He's supposed to
what
be
I mean?
asleep. I'm going to bed in a minute, but I will talk to him. I can, but I need to decide what we are and whether it's a good idea.
Pardon?
I've got to go now? Don't make that face. I have it from
Casper.
a very good authority. It's just a thought, okay? I haven't told him anything. It's just that these inter-team things end very badly. Like, I'm not entirely certain that the reason Forge is trying to kill people is because he was like into someone else on his team
But you
and then got
promised
buffed
me
or
that you
whatever,
wouldn't-
but like
You promised me you wouldn't
there's
hurt
a
him
whole
before.
load of- What?
You promised me that you wouldn't.
I did. I don't want to hurt him. I won't.
If you're having doubts, you should speak to him now, not drag it out.
I'm not dragging things out. I need to sleep, Miranda. Lifts shirt, shows stab wound.
That didn't stop you and him.
No, that's a good point.
I don't want to.
Sorry?
Sorry, so you can find time to sort surveillance equipment, but not to talk to him after you slept with him. You're gonna be the leader, you might as well act like it. Talk to your team. Talk to the guy you slept with.
Yeah, you're
Trying to
right.
provoke him.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna provoke the fuck out of him.
You're making a real good point right now. With a hit, a 9, pick one. Either consequence or reward.
I've already got a consequence of him hurting Liam before they go steady, so I'm gonna go with a reward that if he does talk, he can get potential.
Okay, so the reward is you have to talk to Liam tonight, right? Like you're trying to provoke him into talking to Liam, like within
now,
the night.
yeah, because
Before
of what
sleep.
he just said. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I will also shut the bonking up.
And if you do that, you will add team to the pool. And also, if you do it but it goes poorly, you may also still mark a condition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Did that 9 include your influence?
It did, but what happens if I take it to a 10?
Okay. Take it to a 10, then both happen. Then Frey would both mark a condition and add team to the pool. It's
And if
both
it
the
goes
reward
poorly,
and
he'd
the-
mark the 2 conditions from both promises.
Yes. No, if it goes poorly, he would only mark the 1 condition because he would still have done it.
Yeah.
So, right, so he'd just get the reward.
Yeah.
But if he fails to do it and then later hurts him, he would mark 2 conditions.
You know what? I'm going to spend that team.
Selfishly?
Yeah. I'm going to mark
All right,
down my
shoot your
mundane by
labels.
1.
How are you spending this selfishly?
I've already gone on the area where I, covered that I want to up. But what I'm going to do is, Casper, you're becoming a better leader, but you need to learn to talk to people. Even in a relationship, you need to talk to the other person. You can't just... I don't want you going back to how you were.
I feel like rub a little more salt in that wound for the selfishly.
You could be a good leader. Your speech earlier was great, but
Who did
when we
Frey
first
used
got
to be?
together, you weren't that great a leader.
I know that.
Make a difference. Make a change.
Are you saying that I should take a look at myself and make a change?
If you're gonna be a leader, you have to understand how your actions affect others. The first thing you do after getting out of hospital is you lead Liam on, and now you're planning to... without talking to him?
Okay. I think you're a little out of line here.
Okay, maybe. It's been a long day.
You think I
sorry.
don't know? Look, I'm going to talk to Liam. I said I would.
Okay. Sorry again. I don't want to see him hurt.
Neither of us do.
Good speech earlier, and these will really help.
Frey's gonna take the big briefcase, pick it up, leave, and then like 10 minutes later, he's gonna go and knock on Liam's door if he is awake.
I guess I'll probably like be trying to sleep, but I haven't got to sleep yet. So I'm just like, yeah, come in. And I'll like sit up
Open the
in
door.
bed.
Hi.
Who is it now? Oh, hi.
Did I wake
What's
you?
up? No, not yet.
Cool. Good. Before we go on an important mission, I thought we should chat about the personal bit, not team bit.
Probably like slightly squinty eyes. I'm just thinking, Miranda, talk to him. I probably won't say it.
think
But I'm like,
there's that kind of moment where we're like,
If
we
this
both
was an
have-
actual comic book, you would get the bloop 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 with the thought bubble.
yeah,
Oh, Miranda's talked to him.
we definitely both have a moment where we're like, we know Miranda had influence in this particular moment.
I have influence over both of you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought I would tell you I had fun, and I do really like you.
same on both counts.
Cool. Ditto. I was wondering what you wanted, like, out of a relationship.
I don't know. I hadn't thought that far ahead.
Fair enough. Well, I've been having to think quite far ahead, and in some cases I can't help but think quite far ahead. And I wanted you to know that I'm kind of worried that inter-team romances tend to go really badly, and I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to screw up the team or end up like a team that may have come before us.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's genuinely related. It's just a thing I've been thinking about. The the Forge Hex, Claire and Bastion, the one that no one really has heard anything about for some reason. They were all doing things, and it ended badly. And I'm not sure if it's because of that, but I think it probably had a hand in it. But it's neither here nor there. Between us, I don't want to screw up the team, because the team is very important to me, and I know it is to you. So I just I wanted to tell you that it's something I was worried about.
Well, I mean, that should be okay, right? I don't think our team's gonna be quite the same as they were. There's a lot less literally at all possible relationships that can happen.
That's true.
And then I go to count on my fingers. I'm like, I think there's only one. This is the only nothing. There's no other.
Yeah, no one's dating the super genius, so it's probably fine.
I mean, I guess in 6 years, 1 or 2 more options open up.
I didn't realize Miranda was. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, oops.
It's
Is Miranda as gay as the day is long?
I shouldn't have said that.
I won't tell. It's not really important to me anyway.
Yeah, we won't have the same trouble.
I know, but then there's the bit where I've been repeatedly told not to make the same mistakes other people have.
I just sort of look at him questioningly.
I don't think we would be a mistake, but like there would be other things at stake were we in trouble, and we would not make the same decisions to go back and help or make bad decisions because we were in trouble or something. And I don't want that to happen. So if you can promise me that if we become official, that won't affect the team. Because I want a lot of things and they seem to be contradictory.
I care about everyone on the team. I'll always probably make stupid decisions.
I can't help that.
Yeah, he likes Frey.
Look, his options are limited. I know. But I want to think that we can do this without us causing problems for everyone else. So if you can make that promise, then that would be kind of awesome. But I don't know. Otherwise.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would like to provoke.
Oh no.
Yes, you can. The only trick is this will be really like this is a long-term thing you're looking for. So I think it might just have to have narrative fallout.
Okay. Should I roll it or should we just leave it?
I think you can leave it.
Okay.
Yeah, because this isn't like never have problems for the team is like a thing that would hold out, right? Like,
okay, shall I make it more specific then?
Sure, if you've got like a more short term, like something kind of within the next few episodes, yeah. Maybe like Frey realizes like, oh, that's a very long promise. So
yeah. If something goes wrong, or if something happens, don't value me or don't know, try and save me at the expense of any of the others.
We say for like the next mission, like when you go.
Okay.
I just sort of like I'm wrestling. I look like I'm wrestling with an issue of like I would always do, but then I guess I would make stupid decisions for all the team anyway. So I guess yes. Something like okay,
Go
yeah.
ahead and roll it.
Okay. What is it? Superior.
Superior.
I've got a +1 in this right now.
Do you have influence?
I've got a +2 in this right now. It's a full hit.
A full hit. So if you value Frey over someone else on the team and do something stupid as a result of that, then you will take a condition. If you don't do that, you'll add team to the pool. So
Okay.
just make a note of that somewhere in your sheet. And we'll say it applies for the next mission. Which I suppose probably means that something bad's gonna happen to Frey soon.
No.
Or at least the next time something bad happens to Frey.
Oh dear.
The next time, that's
2 minutes later.
Frey's like making toast. Just, ooh. Frey!
No.
Superpowers.
Oh dear.
So Josh, just remember to put Frey in danger.
Oh, don't worry.
And saving him has to be at the expense of other members of the team. Oh no.
So there you go. Okay. So then respond to this however you will.
Wait. So you find Frey on one train track and Miranda and Charlotte on the other, and a train is hurtling towards Frey. Do you pull the lever?
Yes.
I teleport everyone to the other dimension.
Okay.
We can make this work. Not making the mistakes that the last team did doesn't mean not trying to do anything that they failed at.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't. Probably something stupid. Hey, so Liam, do you want to go out?
Yeah?
I'm in bed.
Not now, because we really need to sleep. But sure.
Cool. All right. I guess good night then.
Yeah, unless Miranda's queuing at the door. Unless Spark's queuing at the door with having the whole team. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go to sleep.
All right. Yeah.
Get some rest.
Frey kisses Liam and then leaves.
So tempted to put a chair outside. Just under the door
Miranda's
handle.
like in the living room, like nothing. I was just eating ice cream. Good, beautiful. Okay. So Frey goes to bed. Liam sleeps. Miranda, do you finally go to sleep? Oh, and I think Frey, you talked to Liam, so you get add team to the pool. And
did you get
can
potential,
erase that
do you?
thing. No. For the provoke, you just add team to the pool
Sorry.
when you do the thing that they provoked you into doing. Spark, you take Ein for a walk, take Skip for a walk, and then when you come back, what do? They're going to be dimension traveling the next day, so you've got a little bit of time.
Well, I definitely want to re-prepare. Oh, I think I already have all my gadgets prepared. I guess while she's out, this is probably just a short scene, but it's just like the mecha dog eating the trees and then like Spark is laying on the ground looking up and watching while Skip is laying next to her, and they're both like looking up at the sky, and she's just talking to Skip. As long as no one else is around in the park.
Yeah, probably. It's late it's nighttime. Skip is like lying on his back with his little paws up, kind of like he's trying to imitate you as much as possible, but he's a dog, so they don't really lie down very well.
Yeah, and she's just like,
Do you think that everything's gonna be okay?
I always think everything is going to be okay.
Why?
Because I am optimistic. Because you are
Right.
very smart and capable, and you take care of a lot of problems very effectively.
You're just saying that because I made you say that.
I mean, arguably speaking, I say everything because you programmed me in a specific way, but I like to believe I have my own consciousness. I have developed into a more sophisticated doggo.
You're a good boy, Skip.
Thank you. You seemed concerned earlier. Was there something happening in Ein?
I don't know. I finally told someone that I like them, like them, and they
Oh,
don't
your
give.
feelings up for Frey?
Yeah.
I have seen your shrine. And also, I can assess your blood and your heart rate and blood pressure when you are in his vicinity. It is significantly escalated.
Well, I mean, yours would be too if you could have that. I mean,
I do not experience romantic or sexual attraction.
Oh.
I know. I'm just saying if you could, then you would feel that way too, I think.
Frey is very cool. Not in a literal sense. His temperature is a standard human temperature of 97.86. I don't remember. 98.6. 37 degrees Celsius. Sometimes it is elevated when he is around Liam.
Yeah. I figured it out.
The conversation did not go well with Frey. He does not share your feelings.
No. But I want him to be happy. So I guess I just have to be happy for him being happy. But then what happens to me?
You find another way to be happy. See, when I lose a ball, I am sad because the ball is gone. And the ball was my friend, and we had a good time together, and we had fun. But then I find a new ball. And even if the old ball shows back up again, I still have new ball and old ball, so I can be twice as happy. But while old ball is gone, I still have new ball, and new ball makes me happy, even if it is different.
Is Skip teaching Spark about polyamorous,
Rebounding?
non-monogamous relationships or
I don't know,
rebounds?
he's a duck.
I love it.
So you might find yourself a new Frey.
She just nods.
I do have his DNA sample. I can assess potential candidates based off of comparisons.
I have other plans for that.
Oh, okay.
I like everyone's face.
This is fine.
But I think you are an amazing person, and you will find someone who is human age appropriate for you.
Maybe. I don't know anybody that's my age, really.
Well, maybe we should go make new friends. I like new friends. I
Yeah,
will be a
maybe.
good doggo around them.
All right. I think Ein's done eating. I really gotta figure out a better situation for this. Otherwise, we're just gonna be missing a lot of trees.
It is an unusual food source,
Yeah.
but it is abundant.
Whatever this dimension thing is, it's eating up a lot of power.
It seems almost like a void, like it draws in energy.
Yeah, well, we better get back. We should prepare everything for tomorrow.
Okay. He rolls over. Oh, look, a ball.
We both hop back into Ein.
Through
and,
the butt.
and the mecha dog walks back to the.
Thank you for letting me be Skip for a whole scene.
No problem.
And then when the old ball shuts back up, we get the new ball, and we all play with 2 balls, and it's lots of fun.
I just felt like you needed that juxtaposeness to like their conversation.
So good. So you go back, you prep a few things, and then eventually go to sleep as well.
Yeah.
We pass the night. The dreams are uneventful, or perhaps no dreams at all, or perhaps dreams. What? I don't know. You decide for yourself. And the
The dice
next
will
day,
decide for me. Okay, they're good dreams.
The good dreams. The good dreams. Good dreams, Bront.
Miranda's actually going to sleep with the helmet on as well.
Okay. The dream shield. I don't think it was repaired.
No,
no, it
the
was.
dream recorder.
Yes. Nothing will happen, so I'm not going to make you roll for it. But typically, I think it had an extra use, but we won't burn it.
We go back to the dream recorder and it's like, oh, there's Seneca. What?
But it's not her.
It's
Not Dream Seneca. It's Dream Seneca. And
In the morning, you will find Miranda deleting information off of the laptop in the common room.
Okay.
so the morning arrives. We have an 8-hour time skip. You're all kind of teenagers, so I imagine morning for you is 10 a.m. at the earliest.
Not from Miranda. She gets up early.
Oh yeah, that's right. Miranda's up first.
Yep.
And then the rest of you kind of roll in dribs and drabs as and when you do. What do you
I'm going to roll to see if
breakfast.
I'm going to roll to see if Miranda remembers her dream to remember to delete it. Nope, Miranda gets breakfast ready for everyone.
Okay. Don't
But
mark
if she doesn't
potential
remember
for these
being
rolls.
visited by Seneca, I imagine no one's going to consult the videos because that would be weird.
No, I doubt it. It will just be there in case anyone ever wants to watch it. So the Miranda makes you all breakfast. You all kind of emerge into the main room, begin whatever final preparations you would like to do for your travel.
Lots of food.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just does Liam come out, eat all of the breakfast that Miranda has made. Miranda has to make new breakfast for Frey and for Spark.
Miranda gets up half an hour earlier than she normally does because she's cooking for Liam, so she cooks 2 batches of breakfast these days.
Nice. Oh, I want breakfast food now.
Brenner.
Good.
Breakfast for dinner.
Brenner.
I guess Charlotte will join the table when everyone's at the table and be like,
I powered up Ein last night, so he should be good to go.
It's going to be interesting to see how the thing works. I've only ever traveled to the dimension one way. Either way, I can make sure that we get there. I can help make adjustments if the thing's not working right.
Well, hopefully it works.
We know it gets there. My only worry is how fast. And if it stops.
Well, it all depends because of the way that, well, the traveling time works.
Well, it should be okay because time's relative there, right?
Yeah, if it's been like it has been recently, then as far as Stormcrow's concerned, they may have only been there a few hours.
I hope so. Didn't you have like a mansion there that was?
Yeah, it's fine. I can fix it.
Okay.
Why would
So-
you need to fix it?
I mean, it's a giant bird person. They could do a lot of damage if they want to.
What if they go to the edge?
I'm sure Liam made sure that they were like locked inside or something.
Or there's like a big wall for the
Yeah.
edge.
We are all
Personally-
looking at Liam.
Well, first of all, if Stormcrow wanted to get through a window, Stormcrow would get through a window.
But you've got containment of some kind, like you can make stuff there. Wait, did you not make something to prevent Stormcrow from going to the edge?
Okay, we should prepare to go.
Maybe
soon.
we should, yeah.
Yeah, and Miranda, Liam.
Liam, you're like in the middle of eating, and it kind of hits you pretty quickly, like pretty suddenly. But for the first time in a while, you don't feel that hungry.
Oh god. Oh no.
Anyway, do with that what you will.
It's like after that conversation, I like put my food down and I'm like, maybe I just lost my appetite thinking about that.
Yeah, you process it however you like, but like, yeah, you don't feel that sort of brief moment. You don't feel that hungry.
Oh god.
We should go quickly. And Miranda, Liam, if this thing works as I think it might, it's going to need both of you so we can track them down and figure out if there are any other people like
Sure.
Storm and Seneca, and then find a way to track them. Ready?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll grab some stuff from the lab.
Liam, you okay? You're not eating.
I'm finished, so we can get going.
Okay.
If you get hungry later, I have snacks in the car for you anyway.
Did you refill them?
I don't think he ate any of them yet.
No, Liam did not eat any of them yet. That is true.
Did you eat them all?
Yes.
I'll go fill the food dispenser.
Okay, thank you. I'll eat. Okay. Skip looks really sad.
Miranda takes Liam's plate, which is only half finished, looking very confused. This never happens. Puts it into like a Tupperware tub, puts it in the fridge.
Brings it. No, does she pack snacks for everybody?
Yeah, no, she probably packs people's lunch and stuff. Yeah, she makes some sandwiches.
Okay, what do you all do? You all, sorry, loud vehicle outside my window. You all do all of your final prep and then load up into Ein.
Yep.
Mhm.
Liam is ready to go. Raring definitely wants to get there soon.
He's like in it. He's like, where is everybody? It's been like 30 seconds. So Skip is like a dog, right? He doesn't have any like self-control when it comes to food. It's not that he needs to eat it. Just to be clear, for people who are like, he eats too much. I'm like, yeah, he's basically a dog. I don't know how many dogs you know who have a lot of self-control when it comes to food. So Liam's like waiting. Burnout's ready. He's ready to go. Everyone else preps whatever gear they need to bring. You all load up into Ein. Any last minute things anyone feels like they need to get done before we initiate transportation sequence? Everyone's in their seats, buckled in,
Miranda
ready
puts
to
the
go.
sandwiches in the cooler.
Yeah, there's a little mini fridge
Yeah.
inside the vehicle. Do you transform Ein, or is this in car form?
Transform mine.
Okay, you're all getting into this giant robot dog, and yeah, you punch in all the numbers. You feel this kind of like hum of energy as the dog powers up and gets ready to initiate transportation sequence. So typically, Liam, when you travel, you automatically just mark your doom track. You can take whoever you want with you. I think in this instance, because yeah, let's have Spark roll. So technically, you don't have to roll,
Oh, I thought. I don't have to roll Kirby Craft.
No, because it's just a feature of the vehicle. The vehicle has interdimensional travel. But I want to see what impact this has on Liam. So someone can make a roll. And I think it makes sense for Liam to basically do the equivalent of taking a powerful blow as it's punching through his personal dimension. So you may be fine. Or you may not.
Casper punched through his personal dimension last night, so...
Ooh!
Full hit. Oh no.
Okay, so I'm going to say instead of taking 2 things on the bottom, you mark your doom track.
Okay.
So yeah, it would have been, you could have taken the 7 to 9 options or you're fine. So it hurt. Like, I think you feel it. Like there's a moment we sort of see the kind of the visor, the vision around the mech just kind of disappears. You sort of have this moment of almost feeling all of you as if you do not exist. Like there's no, like you can't feel the ends of your limbs. Like you don't know where you exist in space and in time. And then you kind of feel yourself being like pulled back together and sort of coalescing. And Liam, like there's this very strange, I think, out of body sense where like part of you is experiencing it as if you are in the dimension, in your pocket sanctuary. And part of you is experiencing this like non-existence feeling. And then it's like getting punched in the face as we feel the mech like burst through the edge of that sphere. And I think actually this is probably what happens to you. Is Liam, you realize that like they punched through some sort of protective membrane. And so you kind of immediately have to seal it closed. And that's you like funneling that energy and marking your doom track.
Okay.
As we like look up and we see this sort of mech dog like pile through. And instead of the white sky, we just see this complete inky darkness in this small hole. And it's almost like air being sucked out into a vacuum.
Okay, so the moment we're through and I look back, I'm like, oh no. I just start like trying to like knit that back together.
And we see the sky kind of like return and fill in and close and knit back that hole that they punched through.
Okay, yeah, don't ever visit here without me around.
Why?
Because then you won't have anyone to fix the hole.
Right.
What hole?
I imagine everyone can see the
Yeah, you all like look out as Skip sort of like turns and the mech turns and lands, and you look up and you see this sky like getting knit back together. Maybe not always.
Is there meant to be a nausea sensation when traveling dimensions?
It makes sense.
Motion sickness?
Maybe motion triggers from traveling sideways in space?
They're the same as when you're sitting backwards on a train.
Because it is kind of motion, but it's not motion.
Felt wrong. Okay.
Here, maybe this will help.
She hands you like some water.
Thanks.
Okay.
Smell it.
Oh, okay.
During that moment when you were traveling, that all of you sort of felt this like non-existence, I think you felt like you heard someone. Someone like trying to reach out or call to you or speak to you, and then it was gone. Just so you know, that was something that you experienced.
Can I have used one of my powers then?
No, the moment was probably too short. It was like you were. It is functionally almost instantaneous. If you want to use your powers, you would have needed to stay in said location that you traveled through, which I would not recommend.
It felt like someone was trying to talk to me.
Was it that thing again?
I don't know. We were not there very long.
Well, we should go check on Stormcrow. You said they were at the mansion?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out the car and start looking. I don't know if I can like sense their presence or anything, or whether I have to physically go look.
I think we can roll for like and assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
sense their presence.
Oh, I'm bad at this. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a...
It's a hit. So your question would be like, where is Stormcrow? So you kind of get out of the mech, like you all sort of try and shake off the interdimensional travel sickness, and you kind of like look around and like you see this mansion. You can see evidence of where Stormcrow had wrecked things. As you kind of go in there, like stuff just getting pulled around and thrown around, like they were having fun. You sort of like extend your senses a little bit and try and kind of feel the area, because this is your dimension. Like you have so much control here. And we sort of maybe see this kind of like extended vision where like you're kind of following through and you see like a little bit of a story of Stormcrow as they're going through this house, this mansion. And then you see them kind of like stop at some point and like turn in the direction of the edge and then just start like hopping that way. Like, you know, the crow hop, the like strut. It's real cute.
I'm just gonna mutter.
And then
no, and
they kind of like fade out of the distance, but you get a very strong feeling that they have gone towards the cliff.
I'm gonna set off running that way.
Do you say anything to anyone else, or do you just start running?
I mean, Mechadog can see, so we can follow.
Yeah, I'll probably yell over like, "Damn it! I think they're at the cliff."
Just Burnout just books it, super speeds
I book it
towards
as
the edge
well.
of the cliff.
I'll fly.
Okay, Miranda, you exit. Have all of you left the mech, or were some of you still in it when?
I'm still in it.
Ray has probably run from the mansion back to the mech.
Okay, so yeah, you got out with Liam, and then you're like, oh shit, as Liam runs away because he's way faster than you. And you get into the mech. Yeah, you're like, oh, no. Miranda, you, on the other hand, were out of the mech and just powers away.
Yeah.
Okay. So, to what level of intensity or speed are any of you trying to travel with?
I guess
Very drunk.
Mechadog will try to keep up with whatever speed Burnout is going.
Probably same.
Okay.
Like, Liam knows best. Liam can sense the area. If he thinks he needs to go super fast, I will go super fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you make it fast and maneuverable?
No.
No. Okay. So it's dimension shifting and size
It's-
shifting, right?
Yeah. Those are the
Cool.
two things I chose.
Yeah, so I think Mecha Skip is not going to be able to keep up with super speed Liam, unless you want to try and do something to push it. Super speed Liam, are you trying to go just super speed, or are you trying to like be there in an instant? Because technically you can.
I think being already so close to my doom, I probably shouldn't push it now. I should probably just run as fast as I can without taking doom.
Okay. So you also don't want to try and unleash your powers, because that could.
I think I'll try unleashing powers, because that, like, if I mess that up, will it cause doom, or is it like I'll just have to go a bit slower to not take doom?
I think yes, you would have to kind of force yourself to like slow down if you get the like anything below a 7, and then you kind of have a choice to push yourself.
I'll try the unleash powers.
Roll it.
Holy crap! 14.
With a 14, you move at like sonic speed at this point. Like we see you barely, I think all of you like hear the, oh no, they've gone to the cliff. And it's just like their voice, like Liam's voice is sort of
Doppler
just
shifted.
railing off. Yeah, with the Doppler effect. Wow, you all go super fast. You
We got a 14, a 13, and a 10. It's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, so all of
It's
you
just
are
like multiple
unleashing
sonic
powers.
booms.
Yeah, so we just see this. We see this first blur that's Liam, and we see Miranda then just shoot off as this like blue streak, and then I think we see like Ein like wind himself the mech like wind it up, and then choo, and it activates Greyhound mode as its like legs get longer and it like shifts. Into like, and it becomes a narrower profile, so you all get like squeezed closer
Imagine
together.
we've like got that side profile camera after that, where the side profile camera sees like person go, "Phew," then sees blue streak go. Then
See,
just like
how-
the
you
leg
wanna
of the
have-
dog go bam. Like you can't see it
How
because
I
so large.
imagine it
Oh
How
yeah,
I
no,
imagine
please do.
is wheels pop out of his feet, and then he does a giant fart, and it powers him.
What is it with you and bodily functions in this dog mech? You're like, he poops out a tiny mech
He's a
and like
12-year-old.
farts to go fast.
You know, Charlotte's gonna be like, Frey turned me down. I know to get back at him. Casper's gonna go to bed one day and be like, why is there a turd in my bed?
This big dog. I guess she's playing a 12-year-old. She's really into the potty humor. Good. Yes. So yeah,
Someone's
the
gotta
wheels
be
activate
humor.
speed mode.
Y'all are so serious.
Wheels pop out. The profile slims so that it can go faster. And we see Ein across. So we'll go in that order. Liam, Burnout, you sort of edge and you know where to stop because you know where the edge of the cliff is, and you kind of get to the place where just before where the ground is cracking, and I think you hear this as you're approaching. You hear these kind of like guttural bird-like screeches as you get closer and closer, and it becomes louder and louder. And you sort of we see the like the sort of stop motion when you kind of skid to a stop, and you look out and you see the cliff edge and you see the ground. It seems to be more cracked and more broken than the last time you were here, especially after Miranda repaired it. And in the air, kind of hovering over the edge of this cliff above the pit that descends down into some sort of deep nothingness, you see Stormcrow. And they're kind of flailing and fighting and pushing against what you can best describe as this kind of dark and empty shadow that is trying to envelop them.
Okay. What can I do to fight the shadow or pull back Stormcrow?
What
So I
do
don't
you
know if
want
I
to
can-
try? What would Liam do?
Would my powers in this dimension, like, would I be able to reach out and like pull them back with any sort of force, or would I need to be able to physically get hold of them to do that?
You know that your powers work here in like a similar but like sort of different way. Like when you create things, you're kind of creating things out of this place. You don't have telekinesis, so you would need to like make a thing to kind of grapple them and then pull it in, right? Well, you do technically have telekinesis, but you
Wait,
decided
the
that
ability's
it's not
called telekinesis, but I called it teleportation stuff because I thought it was cooler. So I'm fine with saying that I don't have telekinesis.
You made your own life harder.
Is Miranda there as well? Like just behind him?
I think what we're going to have is Liam will make one action, whatever that action is, and then Miranda will show up. Miranda can make an action, and then Spark and Frey will show up, and they can make an action. So we're kind of, you're all like one action behind because of just the sort of order of travel. And also that fits with the rules.
Okay. So grabbing hold of Stormcrow is probably more a Miranda thing. So can I kind of like can I push the cliff out to try and like force back the shadow or anything like that? Like sacrifice parts in other places?
Sure.
Restructure.
So you want to kind of, you want to exert your own will and to essentially like create more cliff to try and like force the shadow to retreat?
Yeah.
Cool. Then let's go with an unleash your powers.
All right.
That seems like the most accurate way of doing that.
It's a hit with a 9. Oh, I can't spend team because my freak's already 3.
Yes. And you do not have...
Oh wait, is
so
it selfishly spending means the stat goes up, whereas non-selfishly spending just gives a +1?
Selfishly spending makes it go up. Non-selfishly means the stat gets a +1 for this. Yeah, so like if I was close enough, I could help, but I don't think I am right now.
I guess no one's actually here to help me yet, so...
Yeah, you show up on your own. So with a success, you're able to at least temporarily kind of exert your will, and you sort of push out this cliff, and you can see the shadow. Like not all of it retreats, but a good portion of it. This sort of void energy has to kind of pull back and sort of recoalesce. It's like you basically shove something into it because we see. Imagine like Stormcrow's up here in the air and there's like slime, right? Like gripping them, and you shove something into this. And so you're kind of forcing the cliff into it, so it sort of retreats and pulls away. So there is less holding on to Stormcrow in this moment as you sort of have to hold on to this as you force your will onto the cliff edge.
I feel like I'm like standing on this bit that like pushes out. So it's
Oh, yeah, like- I think you stand on it and it like pushes out with you. So like you're getting closer to this as well, right? Like you sort of build more cliff almost behind you because I feel like that looks really dramatic.
And I'm gonna yell out to the darkness. I said you wouldn't take them.
He's like Elsa of the Void.
Yeah, very, very much
The
so.
void
I'm
won't bother
imagining,
me
you know, like how
anyway.
Elsa like makes the bridge and shit like that. Like it's him, but instead of like ice,
Let it
it's
go.
yeah.
Let them go.
No, that's the opposite of what we want.
Anymore. And then the Let It Go starts playing in the background. Miranda, the blue streak, whoosh, and lands. You see this
I probably won't land. I'll probably hover in midair because I need like immediately like
arrives.
getting injured. I will burn on.
Okay, I'm gonna say charging is probably. Ooh! Oh, you just failed the burn roll.
You can.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Is there a way
On
of
a miss,
increasing
hold 2
it?
burn
by-
and mark 3 conditions.
Is there a way spending team on that?
I'm gonna say you are the only one there, and you are currently occupied doing something, so you're not gonna be able to help Miranda.
That's okay. I'll take angry. I'll take guilty. And I'll take
They're all good.
I'll take insecure. They're all good conditions, Brent.
They're all
yeah,
good
I'll
conditions.
take
Plus,
insecure.
next time you roll conditions, you're more likely to succeed.
Yeah, that's true. And then, using one of the new powers I have, I'm gonna use Snatch.
Nice.
Spend a burn to use your power to seize any one object up to the size of a person from someone within view. I'm gonna spend my 1 burn. And what happens is, like, Miranda reaches out with her arm and, like, just a little bit of energy comes out, very similar to how when she goes, like, kind of translucent energy and goes through walls and stuff. And it just envelops Stormcrow, kind of like fighting against the darkness that goes around, and then pulls Stormcrow back as Stormcrow just goes that translucent sort of immaterial form towards Miranda.
We see this kind of bundle of birds and feathers get pulled over the edge of the cliff, probably like over Burnout's head, as these kind of tendrils of darkness sort of like reach up and are like grasping at something that isn't there. Technically, Stormcrow is larger than a person, but it's fine. I'll let you do it anyway.
Stormcrow is still a person.
They are to some extent. Yes, that's true. Bird-like monstrous form, but it's fine.
Thank you for your leniency, GM.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So as Mecha Skip arrives, that's what they see. They see Stormcrow getting like pulled away, where they see these tendrils of darkness. They see Burnout standing on the edge of this precipice.
I get them back to the mansion.
Okay, so Frey, you're driving though, because that's
Okay.
normally how I have it set up.
Right.
Because
Okay.
technically the car is still yours. I just upgraded it.
God, yeah. All right.
And Spark can like use the car to kind of facilitate her abilities, but
I
you
imagine
are
that
the
she was like, when she rolled the freak, she was like in the engine room in the guts, being like just crossing
yeah.
the wires to get the speed.
Yeah.
Get the
Punch
fart
it.
ready.
Hey, they sparked.
I don't want to seem like I'm trying to get Stormcrow hurt here, but can't we use this as an opportunity?
For what?
Well, we want to get the void stuff out of Stormcrow. Can't we just give it back
Frey?
and keep Stormcrow? This will save them, right?
I'm not sure how that works.
I don't know either. Okay,
I'm
just
pretty sure
forget
the
it. Let's
darkness
go.
eats things, people.
Itself?
Said it was
No, it
hungry.
eats a person and gets a bit of itself back.
Okay, fine. Let's go.
Priority 1 is getting everyone safe, away from the cliff.
All right.
Can we use Mecha Skip or Einstein to get everyone and pick everyone up and then drive back?
I think it'll take a little bit to get, especially because it seems like Burnout and Miranda probably don't want to get back in the vehicle. So you could use Mega Step to pick up, to kind of grab Stormcrow as Miranda's pulling them away out of the air and turn back.
Okay. So I'll grab Stormcrow, and then you want to use your powers to get us back?
Yeah.
I will defend and then be the retreat person at the back, is the general theory.
So what do I need to do?
I'm going to be the retreat person at the back.
I think for grabbing
you got power for
Stormcrow, I don't think you need to make a roll for that right now, because you've been set up. Miranda has pulled Stormcrow away, so I think you just can narrate to me how you get the mech to do that, and then if you want to get away quickly, that's probably where we'll need a roll.
Okay. I guess, Miranda, are you flying and holding on to Stormcrow?
I'm floating. Stormcrow will be just behind me by 5 meters, just so that I'm interposed, floating between the blobby darkness bit and Stormcrow.
Okay, you just hear Spark say, Einstein, fetch! And he's going to, his rocket boots power up, and then he opens his mouth and catches it in his mouth. And Stormcrow is probably going to land on Frey.
Does the mech swallow it?
Yeah.
Swallow him, just
Yeah.
So yeah, by the way, Stormcrow is in monstrous form, so they are about the size of probably 2 or 3 people. They're pretty big, so they're substantially taller. We established that they're probably at least 8-9 feet tall, close to 8 feet.
Thank you very much for your leniency earlier, GM. I didn't realize they were that big.
Yeah, they are monstrous. They are quite large, and so they tumble in on top of Frey, but they're also not completely solid. So I think the cockpit's just filled with feathers and fluttering void birds that will eventually coalesce back into the complete form of Stormcrow.
Frey is trying to help by I thought I caught you.
I promise I'm not trying to touch your butt. It just kind of happened.
Frey gathers feathers into one place. It's
and eventually we see it.
Trying to just clump
But you're kind of busy, Frey. You have to do something. So what do you do as this fluttering, chaotic mess is in this cockpit?
With one hand, he's trying to keep feathers out of his way. And with the other, he is going to drive the mech away back to the mansion.
Okay. How would you like to do this?
Would it be appropriate to defend Stormcrow by taking them away?
Yeah, let's roll a defend. I like that because more stuff's gonna happen anyway, so.
Great.
If you fail, then I guess Mecha Skip gets attacked, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. Yeah, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I miss, just so you know. I miss.
Oof.
I think that's where we're gonna take our break, and we'll figure out what happens when we come back.
Oh no.
Technically, I can help with that, and you can spend team if you wanted.
He rolled a 5, by the way.
I can
Roll a
help.
5. So let's. You can't with team.
Team is
You can
plus
only
one.
get a 6.
I can do boost, which is plus 1 as well.
With you boost. Yes. I was like, there has to be another way to get an extra +1. So yeah, we see the car stall. We see Mecha Step go because you're trying to, and you accidentally your foot comes off the clutch, and I don't know why it's a manual mecha, but it is. But there's fluttering and birds and crow, and it's all a mess in this cockpit, because why does the mouth lead into the cockpit? Why would it not have a separate containment unit?
It's like Metal Gear. It does the little roar thing, and the cockpit opens.
Right, because that's right. The cockpit's the head, and then there's the neck, right? That's
Yeah. And the neck
it
is a
goes-
stairway that goes down into the stomach area.
Yeah, which is
And
where
then that goes
okay.
down to the pooping area. Yep.
But you sit and like your view screen is the collar. So is that where the driver's seat is, or is there a
Yeah,
seat?
that's where the driver's seat is in the collar part.
Okay. So not in the head.
Enjoy the
Not in
thought
the
break
head, yeah.
while we discuss the mechanics of Mecha Skip.
I need you to draw me
Hi, welcome back to Stormcrow. Take it away.
Okay, so we popped back into the dimension, discovered that Stormcrow was in fact at the edge of the dimension, at the cliff. Burnout leaped into action, saw Stormcrow being suspended, being consumed, fighting in conflict with this void force, pushed out the cliff to kind of try and defend against the void. Miranda shows up, uses her ability, although she does not burn successfully super well, pulls Stormcrow out of immediate danger, then Mecha Skip Ein jumps up, snaps Stormcrow, swallows Stormcrow into the cockpit. Now we have a fluttering of birds and wings and feathers inside the cockpit as Frey is attempting to navigate the vehicle back to the mansion as quickly as possible, but has stalled. So we see just actually, I think from our end it looks sort of like Ein is like trying to cough something up, like instead of putting a Stormcrow into the correct part, it's like when you breathe in water. So you just see.
In that case, then, may I help you on their roll, Casper?
Yes, we have a 5 right now.
So, if you spend team, Miranda will fly up to the butt, and she'll like grab the back of the vehicle, and she's gonna like push you with her powers and try and like fly into the butt hard enough to give it a boost. And she's also going to spend her last point of burn to boost Casper, so that the alternate reality Casper with stronger powers comes back, missing an eye. And you can see all the things about the future and what's going on, and you see why you've stalled. And an alternate reality going, oh yeah, if I do that, you can fix it.
He just flicks one switch, is like back here.
Rolls the missing eye and then like disappears, and like we go back to regular reality being like
Yep.
Trying to mush the birds into a human form.
Yeah. And the skip, powered by Miranda and by Frey, begins racing back towards the mansion. So we cut back to Burnout. You are standing on the edge of this cliff, and we see these kind of tendrils of this void reaching up beyond the cliff, and they're doing this like someone feeling for something that they can't see. They sort of like start reaching out and are trying to grasp at something, and you see kind of a few of them sort of pause for a moment, and then they're going to just shoot out after Mecha Skip.
Just quickly, did you
Okay,
spend team for that last thing?
Yes, I moved it.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm gonna try and raise a barrier.
I'm going to pause for a second,
Oh.
because we've definitely entered a conflict against a dangerous foe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good point.
So we should do all of that real fast.
It's been a while since we've done that as a team.
Because the last time, I don't think you were a team,
Nope.
so I don't remember if we did it. I think we did it during the jailbreak. Sorry, all my stuff fell over.
Yeah, it was jailbreak and Miranda wasn't there.
Yeah, but we still entered. Okay, so let's add to this team pool. So we add 2 to the team pool automatically. And then we're gonna add and remove some things. And then if Frey's the leader, do we add a 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
Is Frey still the leader?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, now let's do our subtractions. Leader, do you have influence over everyone on the team?
Nope.
Okay. If everyone has the same purpose in the fight.
Save Stormcrow.
Save Stormcrow.
Save Stormcrow.
Okay. So we would add another team to the pool, so I'm going to keep track of those. Does anyone mistrust the team leader?
Surely the
Nope.
all right.
No.
Okay.
I don't mistrust him. I'm just sad.
How many more do you need? I've got up to 6.
6. That's where we're at right now.
Okay.
This is where we're moving. I would say you are probably ill-prepared and off balance.
Oh yeah, we were rushed.
Fair.
Okay.
Yep.
You're rushed. So we will remove the 1 from the pool unless Frey would like to take a condition.
I think we're doing all right.
Why not?
Oh no.
Fuck's sake.
Okay.
We're not going to spend 6.
Remember, these don't reset until time passes, which you're all very good at preventing.
Aha.
We're gonna have 6 forever.
The perfect strategy.
We have so much team. Something bad is gonna happen.
Okay. What condition did you take?
Like, yep. Oh no.
What condition did you take?
Angry, because it
Angry,
was the
that's-
only one I had left.
That. Oh, you're at
Why?
5 conditions.
Why would you do this?
That's
I
the
went
bad
to
thing that's
comfort
gonna
spot him
happen.
earlier.
I think I
was
know
gonna
why.
comfort spot him, but no, he's like, actually, I'm gonna blow up a relationship with your friend, and I was like, sorry, things take precedence.
No, I think I know what. I know what Josh is doing. Okay.
Oh.
Perfect. So, we see this happening. We've got our team. We have, back to Burnout. What do you do as these sort of tendrils kind of, we see like, it's a very anime moment, right? They pause for a second and then they shoot up, they like twirl together and then they just sort of reach out in this very like that Hayao Miyazaki like slime thing as they're just like plowing towards Mecha Sketch.
I'm gonna try and just raise a barrier in the ground in front of it.
Would you like to roll to defend?
Yep, that works. Oh no, insecure affects this. The one condition I still have. I scrape a 7.
When you scrape by with a hit. So at that point, you manage to pull up this barrier, and we see these these tendrils just smack up against it and kind of like splay out, and they sort of retreat back for a moment. You do, however, expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation, and I feel like you probably expose yourself to danger of some kind.
Yeah.
Or escalate the situation. That's up to you. What do you
You
think
are on a
might-
precipice.
You are on the precipice of this cliff, and you just put up a barrier, which the barrier is likely behind you, leaving you somewhat isolated from said.
Expose myself to danger. That's
Okay. So I think you're so focused on these ones that are reaching out that you don't see like another sort of smaller one that just comes and then just grabs you and is like holds you and kind of pulls and holds you up a lot like it did with Stormcrow. And I'm going to have you take a powerful blow.
Okay. Oh, I have a move for this.
Yeah.
This is taking a powerful blow from someone with far greater power than me. I'm gonna take a wild guess.
For sure. Yes.
It
Okay, I
happened, you
used
got
the-
to use a move.
Yeah, I use the move Never Give Up, Never Surrender. When you take a powerful blow from someone with far greater power than you, use this move instead of the basic move. Roll plus Savior. On a hit, you stand strong and choose one on a 7 to 9 marking condition. Let's try it.
Yeah. I also love that it's never give up, never surrender. That's a good movie.
Yep.
Love that.
I think I should. Oh, that's.
Yeah, this is from
There's
the
the
Soldier
button.
playbook, which you took a while ago. I feel like this was the first move that you
I
took.
suggested to
No,
him as his
no, this
first
is the
move.
second one I took, but it was
Oh.
still a long while ago.
Excellent. So you roll plus Savior on a 7 to 9 market condition, but
Okay.
you stand strong.
Ooh.
It's a really good move for you.
I think I'll chuck guilty in there because I definitely nearly got Stormcrow killed.
Okay.
And you get pick one
and
of those,
choose
right?
one.
Yeah.
You get an opportunity or opening. You rally from the hit and add 1 to the pool, or you keep your attacker's attention.
Oh.
I also love the consequence of this is on a miss. You go down hard.
Yeah, it's all or nothing. I keep my attacker's attention. Forget Stormcrow, I'm the one you want.
Okay. I like that. So as you sort of, what does this look like? How do you get their attention? How do you push yourself past this to not feel like you're gonna get dragged down?
I guess it's that like I just start lashing out at the tendrils and stuff enough that it has to put all its effort in to deal with me and can't focus on
Yeah.
stuff.
So we see like all of
I
the
just
ones that
bite.
smacked against your barrier sort of pull back and then come up and they're sort of, and it just becomes this almost like writhing mass, right? Like you're pushing against it, you're kind of exerting your will against it, and the tendrils are like trying to sort of drag you down. I'm gonna take a moment and ask if anybody else is gonna do anything, or are you all gonna remain focused on getting Stormcrow back? I'm very interested in what Frey may or may not choose to do.
Well,
But like the whole team in general, but like especially Frey.
why would that be? I don't know.
Smooches.
Yeah, Frey's gonna be a hypocrite.
Does this surprise me? No.
So what happens? How do you figure out that something is not going well with Burnout? Like, he's not saying anything. He's not calling out to you. He's not like trying to get your attention.
It's like a rear view mirror, right?
Out the butthole, there's like little.
It's literally a rear view mirror.
Now I'm imagining like a camera in the butthole.
Yeah, it's like it's a camera, isn't
Just
it?
like lift the tail up because like, oh no, the tail's down. You can't see.
Like it goes.
Okay. What happens probably is that he notices Stormcrow calms down a considerable amount.
Yeah, I think as you're getting further away from the edge, the birds and the sort of the feathers, like they coalesce back into this monstrous form, and it's a little crowded in here because again, like we're talking, like somewhere between like at least 8 feet, sort of tall, but like bird form, so like also wingspan is that big and just sort of like taking up a lot of space and being panicked, but not in the same way. Like it's like an animal that's like trapped somewhere they don't really want to be. And so they're just like
go down the stairs though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's probably what happens is that Stormcrow's like, and they just sort of like start scrambling down the stairs.
So what Frey does is like takes Stormcrow, tries to calm them down, and then tries to put them somewhere safe in the dog, and then is like, where's Burnout?
I think it's gonna take you have to do something to calm Stormcrow down. Like they are not rational.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Because we only got a partial hit on the defend.
You got a partial success on the defend.
You expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation, but you get to choose one.
Yeah, you get to choose to expose. Yeah,
Can I take influence over Stormcrow?
you can indeed.
Thank you. Yeah. So Freya's just gonna kind of like calm them down. And just
Your
like
T-Rex
it's
moment.
gonna be okay. We're away from the cliff, and we'll comfort support, I guess.
Sure. Technically, don't really roll that. You have to comfort and support is I thought it was for teammates, but it's for someone. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. I get a
Plus one from influence. Yeah.
The hit.
Cool.
I mean, they won't open up to you, but we have this moment where we see.
Is that plus your influence?
No, I mean yes, because it is currently +0 because I get a -2 from the condition and a +2 from the influence and the ability.
All right, cool.
So we see sort of Stormcrow, like you're very focused on getting their attention as you're also trying to drive, by the way. Yeah. So that's going great. And you're like, no, you sort of calm them down. And we see Stormcrow, they've coalesced into this very sort of large bird form with this kind of human-like face. It's still sort of feathered, sharp teeth and kind of very bird-like eyes, but they kind of, you can recognize like the sort of humanoid aspects to it. And they can emote somewhat in ways that animals struggle with. So we kind of see them kind of like tilt their head to the side as you're sort of doing this, and they're like sort of following your hands wherever they're going, and they stop screaming and they stop sort of flapping around, and they sort of seem to take up less space and kind of watch you with some interest and intent.
And that's when Frey asks where Burnout is.
As you're driving.
Yeah. And when there is probably no answer, because Burnout is distracted.
Can we not see Burn?
You could look behind you, like you could register behind. I think Miranda's pretty focused on like pushing the mech and kind of supercharging it. I don't know what Spark is doing. So in that moment, while Frey is calming down Stormcrow, what are Miranda and Spark doing?
No, I'm just saying if Frey's asking where's Burnout, the collar is 360, so the bird could see that he's that. Okay, just want to make sure.
You could totally find it out. Like, it's not like a mystery. I think he's just not doing it himself because he's Frey.
Of course.
So while Frey is calming down Stormcrow, what did Miranda and Spark do, or if they did anything? Because I think we'll have another thing happen at the edge of the cliff.
I was going to get them out of the immediate situation so they're like not near the cliff, and then Miranda was going to turn back tentatively because she's depowered a bit now, and she was going to see how Liam's doing and if he needs any help.
Okay, so you're probably still pushing because it'll take at least a little bit to get them further away. Spark, do you do anything in particular?
I guess I can try to make the vehicle go faster.
Okay, so you're just kind of also focused on the vehicle, and you're probably going to take over, so Miranda doesn't have to help.
Miranda can help too. Sure.
Okay, so if you want to do something particular involving a roll, let me know. But otherwise, we'll just say that's what you're focused on.
Okay.
So back at the cliff, while this calming of Stormcrow is happening, Burnout. Are you you're kind of pushing and fighting, and it's just trying to pull you and drag you down? That is, it seems to be its objective. What do you do?
Might be time for a wield my powers. I think that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Yep, doing it. I'm gonna take a doom to use the adult move, wield my powers.
Okay, I think at that moment, and you've sort of been pulled off of this cliff face anyway, we see more, like, as you sort of charge yourself with energy, we see more of the black sort of tendrils just like burst through the like portion of the cliff that you had made, and it crumbles away as you are like suspended in this writhing mass of dark tentacles.
It's like, I've just made us both stronger. This hasn't helped anyone. And yep, I'm gonna wield my powers to fight it.
You may wield your powers with precision or grace. Roll plus freak.
It's better work.
Full hit. What do you choose?
Okay, I get to choose two. One of them's gonna be neutralize an opponent or a threat, at least for now.
Okay.
I don't know if take hold of something vulnerable to me is relevant. So I'll probably create something useful from my environment. Something I can land on when this thing drops me while I'm over the edge of the cliff.
Okay. I like both of these things. I would like you to narrate this moment for me. Like, tell me how you wield your powers as you successfully push it back down back into that void pit and make something for you to not die on and evolve after it.
So as I'm kind of flailing around amongst this massive evil, I think my eyes just like fill in black, and I just go. I'm like, who can play at that game? And I'm gonna just like blast out energy, and it's like the same energy, I guess. It's literally like it's the same thing, but it maybe pushes them back for a moment. It's just like this flash of shadow, and it like has to recoil just from the force of it. It's like, this isn't an effective way because it's his power, but it stopped him for a brief second.
Yeah, it sort of retreats back, and we kind of see the tendrils sort of slide away from view.
And then there's probably a moment where I'm now in midair.
Yeah, you realize you can't fly. And below you is this dark pit.
I'm gonna reach back out to the cliff and just try and pull out a section of it to underneath me.
Boom! And you sort of 3-point land on this like bridge that you've made out to you. You have another Elsa moment.
And then I'm gonna run like hell because that filled another doom sign.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So then you just begin booking it, and that's probably at the point where Frey's like, "Where's Burnout?"
Frey checks.
You probably see the like that blast of energy, and then Burnout running towards you.
Okay.
As much as I wanted you to go after him, he succeeded on wielding his powers.
Yep. It's too late now.
It's Sometimes the dice are just not with me. They don't feel the desires that I do.
Sometimes the dice are competent with us.
I mean, it's not over yet because of what happens when I feel a doom sign.
True.
Do we see him like running the cliff, just falling away behind
Yeah,
him?
I think that's probably what you see. Is you see Burnout like starting to run, and Burnout, you realize like you're having that moment where the ground is crumbling beneath you as you're running. That's right. I totally forgot about that
And we
part.
can feel like the world shuddering slightly.
Yeah, there's
and
a
huge
shudder, like a whole like tremor runs up underneath you.
Yeah, the thing is that I won that very brief skirmish, but I definitely just gave a ton of ground in the overall war.
And you're having that very dramatic moment where you're like stepping and you're like leaping as like cliff face is crumbling into the void.
It's like the little walkway I've made just this immediately falls away as I'm going. But then I imagine that like once I'm onto the main section of cliff, I keep running because I know what's coming, and then at some point, just a huge section along the entire length just drops.
Yep. Frey, what do you do?
Frey opens the jaws of the dog and climbs out onto the back.
Okay, so do you like set it to autopilot or something?
I yell back to Spark, and it's like, you're gonna have to take over for a minute. I'm going outside.
And we see you like scramble and climb out of the mouth of Spark and climb onto the back. And you see Miranda, who's like pushing and probably like really focused on that. And then like, Miranda, you look up and you say Frey standing on the back of this dog.
Frey?
Burnout's in trouble, and just continues to walk out along the tail.
Miranda, what do you do?
I look behind me.
Yeah, you see Burnout running from this like falling cliff edge.
Casper, can you do anything?
Okay, this is very like Mines of Moria, like Legolas running as a crumble.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. My brain, it was like.
Yep. Thank you, chat. Yeah.
It reminds me of Banner Saga, but yeah.
It's a classic trope.
Legolas was what I was imagining.
If Casper's not gonna do anything, I will try.
No,
Okay, Casper, what are you doing? You were like walking out on the tail.
Frey doesn't have gadgets.
Nope.
But would rope count as a gadget?
What do you want to do? You're relatively far away. I don't know if your rope is long enough.
Okay.
Look, Lauren, it's not about how long his rope is. It's about how he uses it.
That is true. What are you trying to do with your rope?
I liked the three-way facepalm.
If you want to use the rope, what I do will still require your rope.
Okay then. Yeah, let's see if we can say them together.
Oh, teamwork.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna burn.
Great.
So yeah, Miranda turns around and you just immediately charge up again.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll it. You have more conditions this time, so your odds of succeeding are way higher.
Oh,
hit.
Full hit. No conditions. Great.
And hold 3 burn.
And I'm gonna use said burn to use the snatch power on Liam.
Okay. Frey, what are you doing so Miranda can know what they're doing?
I was thinking of Frey using his powers to designate a path between the crumbling rocks that is not going to cause Liam to fall to his death.
You kind of like predicting which ones are going to fall and which ones are not, or what parts of it.
Which ones will fall first?
Okay, so it sounds like, I mean, with Snatch, you just spend a burn, so you
I
don't
spend a
actually.
burn and I just seize them. The thing is, though, that I'd seize them and I'm behind the thing.
No, you're not. So you're pushing the dog,
Yeah.
and then Liam's over here, and you're now looking back this way.
But I'm behind the dog, so if I seized Liam, I would have Liam and I'd stood behind the dog, and I'd have to be like, how do I get Liam up there? Because I'm not quite strong enough to overarm Liam.
I just imagine that you're snatching, you're just pulling, right? Use your powers to seize an object up to the size of a person from someone within view.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, I would have hold of him, but I'm behind the dog flying, trying to push the dog at the same time.
Yeah,
But-
you would not be able to push the dog at the same time. That is a true
Yeah.
statement.
I was
You
like,
wanna-
if I catch him, then Frey can use the rope to like pull him up.
What Freya's going to do with the rope is tie it to the end of the tail, so we've got a bit more lead time.
So we're gonna alley-oop him. Okay, so go ahead and narrate this moment to me. You're gonna use your snatch power. Frey's gonna help you. Burnout, you are Legolas running it. Cape blowing in the breeze. It's very dramatic. I'm sure it's very attractive for Frey too.
Miranda just looks over towards Liam and pulls at Liam, and something probably weirder happens with Liam in that he's already running in front of this descending darkness. But the power does take effect. Liam goes insubstantial and just blurs towards them. And then Miranda's holding you by one hand while one hand on the back of the dog. And like Casper's standing above with the rope.
Yeah, I think you feel it, like Liam, you feel yourself lurch. I would say if you didn't want to be grabbed, I would let you try and resist it. But if you like let it happen, then you just go whoop.
If I'm being drawn like forwards away from my death, then I'm all for it.
Cool. I want
That is
to
what's
give you some
happening right
agency.
now.
I also
So, yeah,
imagine you
you
could
get-
feel my power being opposed to yours. Like you would feel the sense that this isn't the darkness, right?
Yeah. You know Miranda well enough, like you recognize this, and so I think like it's like you blur, and then you kind of, it's almost like you sort of crunch space, and then you sort of re-show up a little bit closer, and you're like still in the same momentum.
Does he run into the back of the dog?
No, I think there's probably enough space because you're like pulling something closer to you. Frey, what do you do?
There, I'm gonna.
Right, what do you do?
Oh, you muted.
Frey silently does something.
As always, he's he's going to finish tying off the rope and then crawl down it and see if he can get a running start. Go next to
Grab Burnout's hand.
Yeah, grab Burnout, pull him up.
The two of you tumble onto the back of this mech as he hoists you back up.
I'm gonna click on for dear life.
And then Spark, you're trying to you're like, oh, everyone's on board. I think that you get a readout from Mecha Skip, like, new passenger aboard.
Yeah, as soon as Frey told Spark to take over, Spark just shouts, "Ein, activate voice activation." And she's like, "Autopilot activated." And then she kind of pats Skip on the head, and the opening to the top of the body of the dog of Ein opens up, and you just see Skip floating out of it with his rocket boots out of the top of the dog, and he's gonna try to like go and help you all.
Yeah.
While
So like the
I'm gonna-
sunroof basically opens up
Yeah.
the back of the dog. Yeah.
and then I'm gonna run up to the front or back up to the control room.
Okay.
But I'm
so
imagining
all
I'm
of you-
coming up the stairs and there's a giant bird in my way.
Do you mind moving over? I need to get up there. There's space down there.
Shuffles back, like lets you past,
I
then, like-
scurry past.
climbs down the stairs.
There's snacks in the seat.
she slides in.
Liam will never get the snacks.
You just see the thing is the Stormcrows, like, they don't have hands anymore, so they just like one of their clawed feet just goes and like breaks the dispenser off of the side, and they just start like picking at it.
One of the lights in the cockpit starts flashing red. Snack
Yeah.
dispenser damaged.
Snacks compromised.
Snacks.
The two of you, Frey and Burnout, you tumble in with the help of Skip into the body of the vehicle. Miranda, I imagine you go back to continuing to push.
Until we're out of range of the dangerous falling cliff.
Yes, and eventually you get far enough away, and you can kind of see the mansion looms in the distance. And I will take ourselves out of this dramatic combat. You can all have kind of a moment of reprieve. So, Spark, you are in the cockpit. There's Crow eating the snacks. There is Skip and Burnout and Liam, and then Miranda. I kind of imagine you're just sort of like flying along the side.
I will say that I think
She'll
at
probably
this
fly
point
in.
the edge of the cliff is getting quite close to the mansion.
Probably. How many more? You've got one more after this, right? You can mark
One
one.
more doom sign, and then so basically fill the doom track twice. I die at this point.
But how much XP do you need to?
8 as opposed to the 10 doom I would need.
That's about right. That's basically where you should be.
Mm-hmm. If I use my moment of truth at any point, that's an extra 5 doom.
It's true. Yeah.
The thing is, I'm mostly even here, but I've used my clear a doom sign, and I've yet to use my gain a doom sign to balance
That
it.
is true. That is true. Yeah. No. Yeah, you're walking a very fine line there.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. It's cool. There'll be no emotional fallout to this whatsoever. Yeah, so what do you all do as you are in this vehicle?
I guess as soon as we're to safety, Ein will stop.
It's to the mansion probably. And
Should I
and-
take us back, or
No.
do we want to stay here for a moment?
Oh, you mean back to normal?
Yeah, what do you think I meant?
To the cliff.
Why would I take us back to the cliff?
I think.
But wait here, just let's get inside.
Yeah.
Are we safe inside?
She looks over at the cliff as it's coming closer.
I look over as there's probably still little bits falling off, and the edge is now nearish by.
Are you okay, Liam?
I think we'll be safe for now.
How is it causing that? I thought you were in control of this place.
shared
I'm
custody.
in control of how this place looks. I'm not in control of whether this place exists quite so much.
What does it want?
Me.
But why?
And everything here is a part of me, except you and Stormcrow and the dog.
What was it doing with you?
I'm looking at Stormcrow as it's eating all the snacks.
Stormcrow also has some of the darkness. I think it just wants to eat those infected.
Hey, Stormcrow. Do you want to go inside? We kind of want to talk and figure out how to help you. I'll take that as a yes. Come on, there's snacks. Let's bring snacks.
Yeah, so we
Like,
grab the
leave that.
food and walk along with it, so Stormcrow follows.
I'm gonna make Mecha Skip the size of regular Skip.
That's right. Do you assume you all leave and you shrink Mecha Skip down? So you now have a realistic looking robot dog and a non-realistic looking robot dog walking next to you too.
A car-looking
Yeah.
robot dog.
Yeah, and I feel like Mecha Skip or Skip looks at Ein and is like, huh. And then like coughs up a tennis ball and like tries to play with them.
Yes!
We come back outside. Mecha Skip is being held by the evil dark forces. It's no!
No, they're coming inside with us.
Finally,
all
inside
come
the
inside this
mansion's already
mansion.
wrecked.
The evidence of Stormcrow's crowness. I don't know if you ever watched like crows dig through trash or they're very curious birds. So Stormcrow is very like, what was this?
What happened here?
But I imagine I slumped down in a sofa that's still mostly intact.
Yeah.
Stormcrow happened. It's fine. None of this is real anyway.
All right.
I feel like
Well,
I
what's the
should-
plan now?
We do what we came here to do. We see if we can learn about what's happened to Stormcrow.
I mean, good news is we did just face off against your Doom again and we won. That's got to be a victory of some kind, right?
Burnout doesn't look at all happy about this.
Now its hair is like fading.
Oh yeah, how white is your hair?
More. Very.
Mostly?
There might be more white than anything else now. Probably at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
I can, unless anyone else has a better idea, maybe figure out a way to track and see if there are any others that Forge might want to get a hold of.
All right.
I've been thinking about that, and you're right. I think I could maybe try and track other people who are nearby.
Okay, cool.
I think he did something in it, and that's why you all are like this.
Forge?
Yeah.
There was definitely some sort of event that set it all off.
I don't know.
I don't think this is the first time he did whatever he's trying to do.
From my understanding of how this creature works, it wouldn't just turn up in our reality of its own volition unless it was given a reason to. Or it was drawn here. It's not exactly happy about the situation. It's confusing. It's like neither of us want to be bound together, but we are.
When I was looking at the research, it looked like they were trying to use this stuff.
You mean they might try it again to get more stuff?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good.
I imagine it wasn't too happy about it, about people trying to use it as a fuel source.
They were using it to generate using it for power.
And I also think that Forge was trying to use it to travel, to find someone.
I know where the dimension is. 389018. Maybe I could figure out how to take us there.
Going there in the first place is what caused this all to happen.
That's true.
It wasn't us that went there. It was somebody who has bad intentions.
I don't think it's safe to go there.
Well, maybe we don't all go.
I think it's safe for anyone to go.
I think it would be safe for Miranda to go.
Me?
Why do you think it'd be safe for her to go?
Because I'm really hoping that's where your mum is.
What?
I don't know. It's a theory. Claire's theory.
But based on what?
Based on the fact that Forge appears to be trying to travel and get at someone, and I can't.
But why would Forge be looking for my mum?
Don't know yet. And he just like looks at Liam.
Why? Why was
made party break up? They were together before. I don't know. There was an event. My mom was talking about it, but she didn't say what the event was. She said she didn't know.
But why would Forge be looking for my mum at all?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Ryan, did you want to pierce the mask on Frey? Because, I mean, you know Josh knows that Frey knows more.
Also, I think you've got your...
I do, I've still
voice
got burn on.
Okay.
Sure, I'll roll a pierce the mask.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to, but it's just a... Miranda's very... Yeah, with a full hit. Miranda, you're very intent on like trying to figure out. It seems like you wanted to know whatever Frey's alluding to.
Yeah, like... Why would he want to find my mum? Is the only question I really have.
Because they did the horizontal.
Yeah. Frey is not telling you something. So what does Miranda pick up from the fact that Frey's not saying? Like,
the way
what?
he's like blushing and going red, is it like there's obviously there's a relationship between...
Because yeah, he, because of the whole going back to what he said earlier, he definitely looks at burnout, and I think no, he also said a similar thing to Miranda. So
Yeah. I think Miranda's probably, based on everything like Frey's demeanor and what he's saying, is able to piece together that the whole conversation about inter-team relationships not going well applies in this situation.
My mum. Forge is evil.
he was a superhero at one point.
There must have been something that made him do whatever he's doing. Or maybe he thinks what he's doing is gonna do something else.
You might want to help her. It's people do things for weird reasons, but we can't tell unless we find it out.
What do you do? What does Miranda do?
I'm gonna Discord you.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, is Frey allowed to turn to Stormcrow and try and change the subject? Frey turns to Stormcrow and asks whether Stormcrow knows where Seneca might be.
I don't think you'll get anything.
I think you realize pretty quickly, like, one, Stormcrow responds probably in sort of like croaks and like, and doesn't seem to understand really what you're saying. But there's a very clear response when you say, like, where, like, do you know where Seneca would be there? Like the name strikes something in them. Like they get a reaction.
I understand. It's just difficult for them to communicate.
It may also be in the same way that, like, when you've taught a dog a word, the dog doesn't understand the context of the sentence that you say the word in, but they get what the word means. Like, they have an association.
Yeah. Okay. I think if we just...
And they seem to almost get distressed, like, oh. And then kind of like looking around.
Yeah, Seneca. We want to help Seneca. I think this might work better if we do it in the real world. But if we want to, Miranda, you want to try something or burnout before we leave?
We can take a closer look at the nanites, maybe find a way to disable them. My worry right now is if we take Stormcrow back, the Forge might just take over again.
I'm not gonna stop you from doing that.
Oh, what is she doing?
But we'll have to figure out some long-term consequences for this. Feel free.
And this is why Frey was told not to tell people things.
There is also, now that the focus is on Stormcrow, I do want to take a closer look at Stormcrow and see if they look any more monstrous than they did when I left them here. And because I'm like, they totally probably lost some of themselves to the Doom.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if they would look more monstrous or potentially less.
I'm just looking to see if like they've been more drained. I already suspect it because of the lack of hunger.
Yeah, so I think it's not so much the monstrousness that has changed. I think there's they seem almost that same level of monstrous. It's more of like just that their energy seems a little bit tapped or diminished, as if the monstrousness has not been affected. But it's like they're sort of their overall like energy. They're actually probably smaller. Yeah, they're probably like physically their stature has shrunk.
Okay. So, yeah, the guilt really hits then, because Brenna definitely messed up and shortened this guy's life. So he just generally looks upset while sat there.
Miranda, what are you doing?
Last 2 questions are in the Discord. I will do it if you think yes.
I don't know what the consequences will be.
Okay.
So we can figure it out as a group. I don't have, it will have a pretty drastic effect on your character in general because of what you're planning on doing.
I mean, if it's too derailing, I don't mind not doing it.
It's just a different direction for the narrative. Like, there's no real derailing. It's just taking things in a different direction.
I'm gonna take it. I'll take a vote from every other player then.
Why don't we do it this way?
We don't know what we're voting.
Like, have Miranda telegraph what she's doing and
Okay.
give the group an opportunity to interfere.
Yeah, you notice Miranda's no longer there.
Like, she gets up and she's gone.
You notice, in my case as well, then, a tennis ball rolls by and I'm also not there.
God damn it! So me and Freya there talking about Stormcrow. They were like, "Wait, where did?"
You turn around and both Miranda and Spark are gone.
Random Tuesday already knew about what I was planning on doing.
I forgot that it's not even so much a derailing. This is just a conflict of interest.
I'm gonna try and reach out with my senses and try and locate them, if that's possible. They don't have the same like energy patterns as Stormcrow.
No, I mean, you can roll or you can go look for them. It's your choice.
I'm like, oh, where have they
Just
gone?
gonna go outside.
Okay. So when we go outside, I forgot this is a conflict of interest. So Spark had shrunk Mega Skip down, and I don't think you had them come inside, or did you have them come inside?
I did have them come inside originally.
Yeah, so they're inside. So they presumably walked back outside with you?
Yes, I had them come with me.
Okay, out of Miranda and Spark, who left first?
Miranda probably left immediately after that conversation about where her mum is.
Same. That's why I stopped talking.
That's why I stopped talking!
God damn it!
I totally
perfect.
forgot
This
while
is
Edie was
perfect.
sending me things that Maggie had said something, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, they'll all do all
No,
their
this is
stuff.
perfect. Like, we both run into each other on the way out,
you both
sneaking.
like step outside like a moment after each other, and you sort of like look. And so we step to outside of the mansion where Spark and Miranda are kind of just looking at each other.
If my mum's there, I need to go find her.
That's what I was gonna do.
You can't go alone. The same thing might happen.
I wasn't going to go alone.
You see Mega Skip and Little Skip next to me.
I make sure that Spark is never alone.
Your uncle tried, and it went wrong. I think.
But
I'm
I'm not
not-
my uncle.
No, but he also. Technology and. Frey said that my powers were, like, opposed to it, so. I might be able to shield us?
I think you should stay. You're all safer here. And you need to
Charlotte,
watch.
it could be my
No.
mum.
We can't lose you too.
We can't lose you.
Look. You have to let me go do this.
No, I don't. It could be my mum, and I'm not letting you put yourself in danger just going off to some random dimension where no one knows exactly what's... You could just die. You could not come back. And I promised your parents I'd look after you regardless. I made a promise.
Spark is going to hand Tempest something.
What
You don't know what it does.
It's a gadget.
Yeah.
Are you gonna PvP this?
I
Spark?
would like to convince Miranda to stay.
Okay, so you can roll to provoke.
And I do have influence over her.
I'd like to provoke her to let me come.
So my
Yeah.
damn it. What I was trying to do was clear my insecure, which is take a foolhardy action without talking to your team.
So was I!
Yeah.
Guess what? It has been ruined now. You cannot clear that because we've now talked to the team.
I
So
know,
that's
I
out
know.
the
Now we
window.
can't do it. I was like, damn it. I
But
wanted
put
to
it this
go
way,
in
I will
there.
let you
but
know.
nothing
However you
else.
provoke Miranda right now, she is not going. Like,
Only
she
having
has
the
to go
angry
with you.
condition.
It's
She has to go
still
with
a
you.
foolhardy action.
Yeah, true, but it's still talking to the team. Like, Miranda is
Alright,
going
here we go.
regardless because Miranda
I'm
needs
rolling.
to.
This is actually with a +1, so 14.
I don't
Okay,
mind.
so
I'm
you'll
taking
either
the
get team
result.
or you'll-
I'm taking the result. I will either lose the non-having team or I will take the condition, but Miranda is going to also counter that with a roll of her own provoke.
Yeah, I got a 14. So
So this is ultimately a narrative decision. I'm not going to like if you would like to make this a roll off, that's up to you as players, but it's a decision that each of you will make as your character.
It's not a decision that Miranda can ever make to stay behind because it's her mum and she promised to protect Charlotte and she takes her promises seriously, and Charlotte's also her friend. She will not let that go.
Spark, you do technically have an option if you would like to escalate this into a PvP situation.
sure. I don't want her to come with me. Yeah.
So you handed her a
wanna-
device.
Yeah.
Miranda, do you take it?
No, Charlotte, what's going on?
You need to keep them safe.
I made a promise to keep you safe.
And you are.
So Spark, you can turn the nanites off with a successful roll.
It was an EMP device.
God.
Charlotte walks away
The dog's
and
gonna cover.
activates it. Or not really activates it. It's going to activate if she uses her powers.
Like, she's gonna walk with you. Like, there's no way that she's leaving your side. She made a promise. Her mum's in, like, the firing line as far as she's aware from what Frey said. And you're a friend.
I'm gonna let them make one more resolution. Like Maggie, it's up to you. Do you want to pull the trigger on this or not? Like this is a decision for you to make as Spark. I can't make that decision for you.
Yes, Spark's not going to let you come with her.
If you activate an EMP in your own proximity, you do have a chip in your brain.
I'm not saying this is a foolproof action. I'm just saying she can roll for this to see what happens.
You need to stay. Look. You're protecting me. My uncle did this. I need to make it right. If wherever he put your mom is in this place, then if you go there, you're gonna be trapped there too. I can travel. I'll be fine.
Anyone can travel with the amazing equipment you make. But someone needs to actually go with you and protect you. And if my mum is there, I deserve to be there. It's my mum.
You don't know that she's there.
I need to try.
And what about them?
Liam doesn't need my help as much anymore. He's faced the fact that he's got something to live for now. And he's safe. For now.
He doesn't look safe. Do you see his hair? If he does anything else, we don't know what will happen to him.
I made a promise. And I'm your friend. And my mum is there. I can't turn away from that. I can't. I made a promise.
You make a lot of promises. Everyone makes promises. Doesn't mean promises will always get kept.
Other people aren't me. Just because someone can go evil or break promises or doesn't mean that I have to do the same. You know that. Your uncle's a supervillain. You don't necessarily have to be a supervillain as well. You don't have to think of yourself as less than human just because you have a chip in your head. Other people might think differently, but you've never been one to follow in what other people say.
Exactly.
You're a 12-year-old who...
And that's why you need to stay here. I'm not gonna let you come with me. You know I'm not.
I'm sorry. But I'm coming. You're not gonna...
Skip, activate defense mode.
Turns into like opens mouth rocket.
Miranda just looks mournfully at Skip, like she perfectly 100% accepts that Spark is never gonna hurt her because they're friends. Doesn't even seem to recognize really that defense mode is on.
Eyes glow red.
And Spark is going to get into the vehicle, and
Miranda will walk like right with Charlotte.
he's going to activate the lock mode. And if Miranda follows, Skip will stop her.
I will attempt to dodge past Skip in however that rolls.
Yeah, I guess that will be the roll.
Okay. Roll to directly engage a threat.
And that is directly engage if that is danger.
That's it?
No, so Spark is rolling. Spark's the one attacking.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably gonna have to. Yeah, I fail.
Ooh!
It works out the same way. So you dodge past. I think in this instance, so how have you set up the mech? Because you built it for the team. You're kind of entering this like side stair and sort of Skip's like kind of in the doorway. What would you, beyond like Skip physically attacking Miranda, like we see rocket launchers and like Miranda, you've got to actually utilize powers to get past Skip.
Yeah, should we use like a basic like float and just go over because Skip can't fly very easily as well? Like she has to use the rocket boots, which is like slower to take off, whereas Miranda can just go loop around and fly and move past.
Yeah, you probably just loop past her.
Yeah.
Or past Skip, past him.
So what do the two of you do? You got to resolve this. You're both playing characters that are refusing to budge.
Yeah, I guess we're in the vehicle together.
Like, this is going to keep escalating unless,
the vehicle's
or we'll
locked.
be here forever, and I'll have the other group.
No, I'm saying the vehicle's locked. We're in the vehicle.
Okay. So Miranda gets into the vehicle. Skip is like, I am so sorry. She is very fast.
It's okay. Deactivate defense mode. All right.
And Spark like just keeps walking. She like says all right as she looks at Tempest and turns away from her and goes up the stairs and looks back down and is like,
It's your last chance to leave.
I'm not leaving you. Even if I hadn't made a promise, I'm your friend. I'm never going to leave your side or expose you to danger when I could be there to help.
If you were really my friend, you would leave.
Oh.
I don't want to see you get hurt.
Miranda, you also went into the vehicle, so take a condition.
Oh, take condition. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
because she rolled a success on the provoke. And you did not do what
yeah,
she
you
said.
did the opposite
So
of
you
what I
have to-
asked you to do.
I will take... Afraid.
Probably right as she says this, which I feel like might be insecure if you don't have it, but you probably do. So I might take like guilty.
I would have got guilty. I took afraid.
Okay, afraid.
Yeah, because I
Charlotte-
said I don't want to see her get hurt.
I already made a promise to your parents. We are a team.
You keep
And
talking about that promise. It doesn't matter.
Charlotte, if this is about you wanting to go off by yourself, that's about you.
Exactly.
You have to recognize that some things aren't all about you. In this case, my mum could be out there, and I made a promise to your parents who also care about you very much. This isn't an isolated thing that you can divorce and run off when you have problems that you need to solve. Your actions affect other people.
So
I'm
do
going to try and
yours.
provoke her to take me.
I'm already taking you. You don't need to provoke me.
Okay,
If you're in
which
the
case,
vehicle,
can
you're coming
I
with
can
me.
provoke, and it will give team to the pool if you go.
But I don't.
But-
You don't need to. There's no need for you to
don't
roll.
roll it.
Alright,
Is
because
what
I
I'm
meant
saying.
to provoke at the beginning. I didn't know that we were actually using the provoke because you said that it would be narrative. Otherwise, I would have rolled the provoke at the very beginning because we had the conversation. Which is why I got
Yeah.
confused.
Just leave it. That'll be
Okay.
fine. You have a lot of team. Also, you're not going to be a team right now. This may reset the entire pool. Just to be clear, you finally are letting time pass
No.
right when you have 6 team.
It's fine. I didn't work.
I don't remember what you last said.
It doesn't really matter anyway. Either way, it's going to just end up in silence.
Okay. Yeah, she goes up. She continues walking up the stairs. Then
Miranda will go sit in like the co-pilot seat, whatever the second seat is.
there's no co-pilot seat. There's only one seat in the top.
Well, whatever the second seat is, like for the I
There's
don't know what the
four
second
seats.
seat
There's
is.
the belly.
There's 4 seats in the belly, and then there's
Okay.
1 seat at the top.
Yeah, in which case she'll sit in like whatever the second seat is to help, like in the belly. She'll go into whichever seat is next.
Okay. Man, I type in the dimension.
Bum, 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 bum. And I think that is right when like Frey and Liam, like you step out, like you're like, where did they go? And you like go step outside and we see Mecha Skip. It's there for a moment. It's in mecha form. It sort of powers up and then goes boop and just blinks out of existence.
No!
I'm gonna use.
I reach out a hand to try and stop it, but I guess I'm too late.
We're gonna have to come back to Miranda and Spark because there's gonna be a whole there's a lot of fallout for this based on where you're going.
Specifically, as we're jumping, I'm using moat. That's the reason that Miranda needed to go, because she was like, I have an opposite force power that can protect us.
Yeah, we've got to discuss what
Yeah.
this all looks like. 'Cause
Yeah, this changes a lot of stuff because this was part of my beacon drive, and now I don't get it.
I don't know
Yeah,
about that.
you just ruined that, but that's okay.
The thing is, though, that it's more than just a beacon drive. It's a
Dice
narrative
rolled
thing.
in your favor, so you get it.
we have a lot more to resolve with the two of you. Like even going together, like there's a lot of options. We likely will have to discuss this after today's episode to figure out what happens, because it's not a small thing.
If you need
So,
to, by the way, you can always just say, "Can we go to an impromptu 5-minute break to have a quick chat if something is like desperately done?" We've done it before for
let's
VTM.
resolve Liam and Frey, and then it's fine. I'm willing to go with pretty much anything, but like there's consequences to decisions.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I wanted to happen probably can't happen now that she went with me.
Well, I
'Cause it
have
would-
some thoughts.
It would affect your character too, and we probably don't want that to happen.
To be fair, if you'd let off an EMP on me and made me relive my nanites going off, I would have had to retire the character. I was like, oh shit, okay.
If she'd set off an EMP, we would have walked out of the house to see 2 collapsed dogs, a collapsed
Not
dog,
necessarily.
and
It,
No,
no,
Miranda
it could have been like a
exploding.
directional, like could have been a miniature one. She's a super scientist, right? Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
it would have depended on how well she rolled.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have had to roll for it.
Oh god.
Okay,
Okay, so yeah,
Frey
I'm
yells.
Yeah, Frey, you
Outside.
go outside and you just see Mecha Skip blink out of existence. Liam, I think you feel something leave, but you have, as you have experienced, you have more control of getting things there, and then stopping things from leaving. And you wouldn't have had enough time to set up this departure unless you want to do something real dramatic.
I guess there's not.
You can take an action.
It's like I reach out my hand to try and stop them, but they're already gone, and I just go, "What have they done?"
Frey yells into the nothingness, Miranda, I trusted you! And just looks around like, okay, now what?
I don't know if there's a way I can like try and sense where they've gone or what they've done.
Yeah, you
It's
can
a
try.
solid guess.
Yeah, they're in a. Yeah. I mean, you could do dark visions. If you want to try and like truly know what's going on. or you can just attempt to assess the situation.
I'm tempted by the dark visions.
My job as the GM is to just tempt you with your doom track.
Yeah.
Don't need dark visions. You've got future visions.
Yeah. So what do the two of you do?
I think I don't go straight for the visions, but I let my arm drop because they're gone, and I just look panicked at Frey. Like, what do we do?
We stick to the plan. Remember what I said? I'm going to figure out where they went, and then I'm going to stick to the plan.
I don't know if we've got time to do anything but find out where they've gone and get them back.
No. I meant our plan.
Which one's our plan? I don't think we've got time to find Seneca.
And you don't worry about me. I have stuff to do here. I can't survive in an alternate dimension where everything is trying to eat you. You probably can.
Okay. I can try and retrieve them. You make sure Stormcrow doesn't do anything stupid? Can you give me any advice? This could be a good time to use your powers.
It's a good idea. I will...
We're gonna go after them.
Oh
Oh
no.
no!
Some of you aren't shielded.
No, this is amazing! Oh, your shield, honey,
this is
you
terrible.
think your shield is gonna protect you? You are in the fucking Leviathan, Jonah. You just walked in the whale's mouth.
I'm going to try and figure out where they are. Frey extends his senses.
Really do it like a future vision of whether Burnout just turns to dust when he tries to follow.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea. Is that a no? Is that a...
Just you go. What are you trying to do? You trying to roll? You trying to roll?
Yeah. Frey is going to roll. Learned the solution in grade school, which I feel I should rename because.
Feel free. So you're gonna unleash your powers using freak, right? This is the best. Like, this is why I don't plan this show anymore.
I like that you were just hiding from this, and you're like, "What is happening?"
You got an hour, like an 8, maybe 10-hour time skip because we had breakfast.
I got a time skip. I'm potentially getting a very long time skip. Like, this is amazing.
Is it like however many dimensions we go down, time goes faster in our world, so we come back and it's like the year 3000?
It's randomized. It's randomized to some extent. This is so good.
Cool, I miss.
Do you want to spend team selfishly? You got a fuck ton, or does Burnout want to help you?
Either will be fine by me. If Burnout can't think of a way to help Frey, then
I'll try and help.
Okay.
I mean, I guess
you've got a little bit of like the vision ability. What does it look like? How do you
I've got
help?
vision powers, and this is my area.
you could like build something to help out
I
of
think
this.
he maybe just like puts a hand on your shoulder and is like,
It's probably more like just lending my power kind of thing.
Ooh, that's got to
Help you lock onto the right location.
yeah, it probably does feel weird. Do you want to describe this? Like what it's like?
So Frey would see through his own powers into a future where he is probably with Miranda and Spark, and then he would know, but he can't do it on his own because he doesn't understand dimensions in the same way that Burnout does. So I don't know about the rest.
Yeah, and so then I think like Burnout, like you kind of put your hand on Frey's shoulder and like almost like push a little bit of that kind of energy into him sort of subconsciously. And then I think it just like smacks you. Like there's like a tingling sensation in the back of your head, Frey, as like the vision sort of opens up. and we kind of see you get pulled. You sort of follow them. You see like flashes of that conversation that they had. You get inside the mech. You see them punch in the 389018, right? Was that the dimension number? You see her punch it in. And then like we see activating interdimensional travel. And then there is that same sense that you had when you traveled to this dimension where you can no longer feel your body. You don't feel like you take up space or you have anything other than a consciousness. There's no physicality to your existence anymore. And you sort of almost feel yourself floating and kind of sort of suspended in this space that is strange and different and dark, as if you have no real existence. And then I think you sort of feel yourself like get consumed.
Oh, snap.
Ow. Okay, cool. As long as I didn't have to take a powerful blow or anything. It's fine.
And then you snap back into your body.
Okay, good. I know what Spark put into the computer. I know what I know the dimension. I know where it is. Did you feel that?
Did I like
Probably shared in some of the vision with him. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Okay. Nice.
I love
And,
that
like,
you can go back and see what we did, and we're like seeing like the whole thing replay again.
But it's like this very slightly different like reality or timeline in which Frey was with you. And so it like is very similar, but like not quite the same. Yeah.
No, I love it. It's so cool.
I assume you and E are just like typing.
Oh yeah, we're talking.
Okay.
Based on the vision, does it seem like it's safe for me to go there? Is like, do I get any extra understanding of the conditions?
I think for you, just like so I have to go back as a like this is the GM brain that I'm pulling right now is like everything that I have established about this dimension and what it means and what it exists as and how that now relates to you and your doom. And I think the answer is that you can't go.
Okay.
Because that's the place that it wants to go and it can't.
I kind of, after a moment of just like closing my eyes, I'm like
there's a sense of home and familiarity and like comfort to you that you cannot access.
if I go there, they'll never let me leave.
Yeah, I think going there would basically just be your doom.
That's the end game. It's what it wants. If I follow them, I give it what it wants.
I really wish I was a time traveler and not just a time seer. Because I could just not tell Miranda that her mum might be there. I thought I could trust her.
I guess it's hard to know how someone would react with that kind of knowledge. Kind of makes sense, I guess.
I should have known. I can see into the fucking future.
We just cut to Claire being like, I feel like Frey's done something wrong, but I don't know what it is. Fuck!
Oh no.
Scratching at her eye.
It's like, fucking Forge!
Well, what do you want to do? I have a couple of ideas.
There might be a way to pull them back without going there ourselves, but this is way outside of anything I understand.
Okay, now I have 3 ideas. No? Well, it's more likely to work than not. We know 3 things. I don't have enough power to figure out exactly how to get them back right now. But I could get that from Claire. Orion was using technology to draw energy from that dimension. So if it can draw energy, maybe it can draw them. We need to talk to Spark's mum. And the third one I've just forgot.
It's the third one. If they go, I'm sure they'll have a way to come back. Let's just go to the Winchester for a pint.
And wait for this to all blow over.
Bingo.
We can't leave them by themselves. If something goes wrong, they might die.
They have as much understanding as I do about how that place works. They might think they have a way back, but it might just not work.
You could ask Forge.
Do you think Forge would want to do anything about that at all? He probably doesn't care, right?
Forge wants to get there, and if someone's got there, he'll want to know how.
Do we want to give him that knowledge?
Probably not.
You tell him how they got there, he might just go retrieve them and then use the machines to doom everyone. I don't know what his plan is. I have no idea.
Well, we have an advantage. No one in our team right now is vulnerable to him.
I suppose. If we
So
go
I
back,
suppose we go back to the real world.
Yet. Not vulnerable to him. Yet.
I'm going to leave that bit out. We get Stormcrow to lead us to Seneca and hope that that's where Forge is. And then steal all his research.
yeah,
Or just
we need
force him
to
to focus away in there.
gather all the advantages we can. If we take Stormcrow back, I don't know what'll happen to them. I suppose
Right.
if something goes wrong, I can contain them.
Yeah, I have a lot going around in my head right now, so I need you to sanity check this for me.
Yeah, go back, find Seneca, find Claire, talk to Spark's mum, and then we can see if we can do something about Forge.
Okay.
That's definitely the last thing after we've checked with 2 of his former teammates about how we might be able to tackle this.
Good. Let's do it in that order then. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm gonna go find Stormcrow, I guess, because I need them to be here to bring them back.
Yeah, they're like wandering around in another room in the house. Like you finally left them alone. They're like, what was I doing? You just like find them with like a white apple in their mouth, like.
You left him alone again.
I'm gonna pull out a real snack and offer that as an alternative.
We want to go back to the real world so we can help Seneca. Can you lead us to Seneca?
Sort of like looking around as if there is something they're trying to find, but they can't.
I hold out a hand to them.
They put their head in it again.
I'm sorry I left you here. Let's go save your friend. And then I put a hand on Frey's shoulder and teleport us both back.
There's sort of like that popping noise, and you, I guess, arrive Woo, you didn't leave. So I feel like you'd still arrive back from where you left. So in the garage at Storm Fortress. I would like to see how much time has passed. And we will randomize this.
Is it possible that we arrived before we left?
Oh, no.
You have a discussion with Miranda and Charlotte, and you're like, so we're going to have a quick seminar about not doing impulsive actions. Like, what?
No, he just pulls like himself to the side and is like, don't fucking do this, Frey, and then disappears.
Yeah, it's like...
Wait, Frey is the Claire to himself? She's done it right. She raised you to be another Claire.
Yeah. Oh no. So let's do. Let's roll even odds first. If someone would like to roll a 1d2, and we'll see if we're looking at a scale of hours or days, and then we'll roll 2d6.
God damn it! 1d2. I'll do that. It's
So hours is 1, days is 2. So days.
God damn it!
I'll let you roll 1d6. Do you want to roll it? 1d6.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
D6.
Let's see how many days.
3.
Okay. So you pop back in, and I think you probably can't tell immediately, but then your clocks do that really fast, rapid catch up of time and like blink with the new time and date. Dimension travel, which means we skip to the 26th. Return. I know how I can force time skips.
This is the part where the team pool goes away.
Not yet. I'm gonna let you keep some of it. You did spend one out of it though. So let's say not yet, because technically for you, no time has passed. It's just that in reality, time has passed, and so NPCs have gotten to do things in that time. But for you, you pop back in, your clocks catch up, and you sort of look around this like garage space.
Like, oh no, 3 days, and then I check my phone.
I think you have like a message from your dad, and like he's got like another selfie of himself, and he's like, everything's fine. But it's like he sent a selfie, but it's actually just a picture of the ceiling because he was like taking a selfie, but he hadn't turned the camera around. Yeah, you have some messages from him. Nothing new. You probably do notice like he has not said anything about your mom.
Okay. Right. Stormcrow can take us to Seneca, and then maybe we can work out if there's something.
Stormcrow starts like sniffing around all the things in the workshop.
Oh yeah, and I look over warily at Stormcrow to see if like the nanites light up, and Stormcrow starts trying to kill us.
Nope.
Okay, seems like nothing's happening yet. That is one thing. Forge might need to know where they are to use the nanites. As far as Forge is concerned, they just vanished like 4 or 5 days ago.
So we've got to hope that the nanites aren't GPS tracking.
Nah,
If
there's
Forge
no
doesn't-
way. No reason. It's not like we cut to somewhere deep underground. We see a map of the city. We see a little light pop back onto existence with a label, Stormcrow.
And
We
like,
got that.
if Forge doesn't know to be looking, then that gives us some time before he might realize that they're here again.
We cut to a phone being held by a metallic hand, which says, ding, push notification. Stormcrow has arrived back in the world.
Yep.
Get you next time.
Let's not waste any time.
Then we have some stops to make. I will...
Where are you going to go first?
Oh god, I've got to go and talk to Spark's mum. This is where Frey dies.
Yeah.
This is why Josh isn't here next week. He's 6 foot under, being buried in the backyard.
Take a
Yeah.
powerful blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a whole laundry list of people to contact before we actually go. So
do you want to start with Claire? Do you want to start with Spark's mom?
Claire is probably going to be easiest. Wait, no, that's not even true anymore. Okay. Shall I roll fireside chat quickly?
You actually no, you don't need to roll on this. Like, she hasn't left yet.
Okay.
So if you want to go talk to Claire first, that's fine. The banging noise is happening again.
Sorry.
Is it just your foot?
No, before it was the window, and now it was just me like playing around my mouse mat. Sorry.
Okay, so you want to go talk to Claire and Esmeralda and anyone else, just so I can have the list of people you wanted to talk to.
Yeah.
And then it's just finding Seneca. I think that's everything.
And then Seneca. Okay. Cool.
I think Frey is starting to get quite afraid, so he will not let Stormcrow or Burnout out of his sight.
Okay, so we get this little caravan. You don't have a vehicle anymore. It's in another dimension. Do you walk to Claire's office? Do you bus?
And how do you take Stormcrow since he won't take the giant monstrous bird out of your sight?
You put Stormcrow on a leash?
Unless we leave Stormcrow at the thing, but then just in case someone comes for Stormcrow,
we need to keep them with us.
And you would all know this. There is a containment area in the garage.
There's a little pod.
Ooh.
Don't want to be mean to Stormcrow and put them in the pod, though.
Is it like
I'm just putting that out there.
Do we know what the pod does? Do we know it's like a
no.
suspended animation pod where they don't think time has passed, or is it literally like solitary confinement?
That's probably up to what Spark would have built.
Yeah, do we know what the effect of the pod is?
You just know that it's a containment pod. That whatever goes in can't come out unless you open it up and let it out.
So we assume you just built solitary confinement egg.
That's a good point. Phones exist. Can we phone Esmeralda?
That's the reason I have it.
Yeah, you could call Esmeralda on your way to Claire.
Oh, Claire doesn't use phones?
Oh, or yeah, you could call Claire too. I mean, she doesn't. She does, but she sent you a lot of text messages.
Oh yeah, that's true. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Most
Usually
of them
what they are.
Most of them are seriously, Frey.
I just, because they all bump up one and they're all seriously Frey, it doesn't look like she sent me anything. Okay, we've got to watch out for Stormcrow, so
yeah, so it's up to you. It depends on if you want to have in-person conversations or phone conversations.
It's going to have to be over the phone because
I think we keep Stormcrow with us. I don't want to leave him in a egg or whatever it is.
Little pod. Okay, so you pick up the phone. You're gonna call who first?
Claire.
Okay. She picks up the phone. She's like, "Oh, this is why phones have call ID." Frey?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get used to a lot of stuff. Something bad happened, and
what happened? Oh,
I'm not entirely sure, but I.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Spark and Tempest are now in a dimension, possibly where Tempest's mother is, for maybe that reason.
There's just a very long silence.
Yeah, I know.
I'm coming to get you. You're coming with me.
Oh yeah, that was the
You don't
third.
get a choice anymore.
I was going to ask. So
I'll be there in 10. She hangs up the phone.
This one's going to be way more difficult.
I like the idea that instead of I'll be there in 10, she'll be like, I'm at the door.
She isn't anymore. Her powers don't work.
Oh, that's why her powers don't
I
work.
assume she said like I'll be there in 10, and then she's like,
this is why phones tell you who's calling, because she's one of those, like, she knows. She's like, oh, Frank's
Normally,
Like,
what
she might
happens?
not even be there in
Yeah.
10, when normally she would be.
no, and she
Yeah.
says I'll be there in 10. She gets in her car and she's like, oh, there's rush hour and there's traffic. It's gonna take me like 40 minutes.
Poor Claire.
This is what people have to deal with.
like, her
Normally,
powers
what would
like work
happen?
a little bit, but they're super fritzy.
Normally,
Like-
Frey
like,
would start
he gets
dialing the number,
traffic, I
and
know.
before he hit the final number, Claire would be there behind him.
Yeah.
Like that was a 7, not an 8.
Yeah.
Also, hi, you don't need to make the call.
Yeah, like she's having like weird gut instincts as opposed to like knowing. So she's like maybe closer, right, than she would have been. She's like, I know Frey's done something bad, but I don't know what.
That's just her existence, though.
That's true. But normally she knows what. So yeah, you pick up the phone, you punch in Spark's mother's number, Miss Esmeralda Fisher. Dr. Fisher. Hello?
thought the tension between E and I was going to be bad. This is going to be interesting.
Hello?
Hello, this is Casper.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing, Casper?
I don't want to lie to you, it's not gone very well. As far as I understand, your daughter is fine, but
What happened?
she's traveled to another dimension, and I don't know how to help her or get her back.
Did you try to stop her?
She snuck away, and she used a giant mech dog to...
Only contributing the salient information in this conversation.
So, was she with you when she snuck away?
She was.
What were you doing?
I was trying to get a salient conversation out of a giant crow monster.
And no one was paying attention to the 12-year-old genius.
Mm-hmm.
Miranda was.
And where's Miranda?
As far as I understand, Miranda has gone with her, which is probably a good thing, although I don't know what is on the other side. And I
Where
want
are they?
nowhere good. I don't know enough about it.
You should never trust heroes, no matter what they tell you.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted your help.
That's ballsy of you. What do you need?
Research from Orion.
I don't work at Orion. I work at Nexus Synaptics.
I know. But they both exist under the same holding company or whatever. So I thought you would be more likely to help, be able to help than anyone else that I know.
So you are calling me. Calling me over the phone. At least it's not a text message. To tell me that the person you put in charge of ensuring the safety and responsibility of my 12-year-old daughter, who is, I shall also add, potentially at a significant risk for the interests of the certain corporation that you have just mentioned, has disappeared into a potentially deadly alternate dimension because you, the team leader, were not capable of ensuring safety. And now you're asking me to steal information from a different corporation than the one that I work for in order to provide it to you. I have absolutely no reason to trust that you are at all competent. You have done nothing to prove that to me. You're as bad as she was.
Yeah, I am. But I thought you should know, and time is of the essence. So I called you.
Well, thank you for telling me that you have failed at the one thing I asked you to do. And then she hangs up the phone.
I don't know what she's going to do. But at least she knows.
Ready to switch from breaking into corporations to persuading other people to break into corporations for him.
Frey feels a little bit hardened because of that switch. He's like, well, he fucked up. But you got to do something.
No,
Right.
so
Stormcrow recognized that you were upset and puts their head on your shoulder and leans in. Ah.
Giant bird friend.
she knows her daughter's in danger, so she's going to do what she can to help, ultimately.
I don't know. We'll find out. But we've got to do what we can. So
You just hear beep, beep, beep from
Yep.
outside. Maybe it hasn't been 10 minutes. You'll have a little bit more time, but at some point you'll be interrupted by very loud honking.
I'm going to see if I can get Claire's power. Because it's more likely to help than not. Maybe it'll find a way out of this. Or at least see what the consequences are. I don't really know.
What does that mean?
4-way party split.
It means I'm going to lose an eye.
Just the one. It makes a very satisfying popping noise.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
It was going to happen eventually, so why not now, when we need it? To help our friends. I shouldn't have told them in the first place.
If you're sure that you're going to be okay with this,
I'll be all right. I didn't think I ever really had a choice.
you always have a choice.
Not when you can see into the future. It's fine.
I'm trying to come up with something to say, but there's nothing to say to that. It's like,
Yeah, I think he's just sort of do you just sort of stumble over words just
Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. Claire.
Claire did it and look how she turned out.
Claire will be there. I might have just made my last fuck up. The big one, at least. There's always more to make. But, I guess that leaves you on your own, and I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to come with me.
I'll be alright.
I know you will, but it still sucks, because we're supposed to be a team.
I'm gonna hug him.
Yeah. Take care of Stormcrow, and Frey actually hugs Stormcrow and it's like, make sure Seneca is safe. And just like strokes on the arm would be the head, but too tall.
Look after yourself.
Everything but the eye.
And you walk out to the honking car and see Claire in the front seat.
I'll be waiting for you.
You better not be. You promised me.
I know I got a job to do.
No, I'm joking.
I will do that. I will also.
Yeah, no, it's sorry, bad joke. Yes, thank you.
Get in the car, losers! Loser, I should say. Going. Hey, look, it's complicated.
Okay.
I already packed some stuff for you, I think. I don't know, you left crap in my office.
Why did I leave in your office? It's
I think
bloody
you,
bad.
you had, a change of clothes and stuff there, probably.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, Frey hugs and kisses Burnout before... and then just rushes. Shut up! Just because you're jealous.
You get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
She closes the door, and she just sort of starts driving. And I think it's we watch as I feel like Claire would drive a Subaru.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right? But this is maybe the first time you've truly registered what type of car she's driving. And she just sort of she probably has more than one, but I feel like she drives a Subaru. And she drives off with
very loudly.
Really loudly, and we see
as the car disappears, I'm watching, looking very scared and a bit upset.
Liam, did you look into the car at all?
I guess I was probably looking.
Claire very intentionally is kind of looking away from you, but I think you see one, you see the nanites, and two, you see the you see the eye for the first time.
Okay.
You realize it doesn't look like the Claire sort of generic person, and it's sticks in your memory for just a little bit longer than normal.
I look even more worried and upset about this.
She's so cranky.
I've just seen what's essentially going to happen to Frey.
Yeah, I think she has a baseball cap on, is trying really hard to be nobody look at me.
As she pulls away, how is her driving? 'Cause she must have not driven without her clairvoyance being on all the time.
It's probably a mess. She's a mess right now.
Oh, poor Claire.
Yeah, she's got enough of it that she's still functional, but she's not it can't completely suppress her powers, but it's keeping all of it really low level. And so if she wants to use one ability, she can't use a different one. So she can't simultaneously telekinesis and read the future and keep up her field. So it's a lot of just it's exhausting. And that's where we'll end today's episode.
I think I'd sniff and then turn to Stormcrow and say, all right, we've got a job to do.
And before I hit the button for me and Tempest to go through to the next dimension, after I plug in the thing, I'm like,
oh, by the way, I did some research on this, and there might be a possibility that we might come back 10 years from now.
and she just hits the button.
That's a
Roll a
button to end on.
D3. A 1 is days, a 2 is weeks, a 3 is years.
D4, because you got months, right? Get months as well?
Yeah, three would be months, and then 4 would be years.
Oh god.
5's decades, 6
But
centuries.
this is a whole different thing, because you're not just in a pocket dimension. You're going to an alternate reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's sign off and then do an after show, and then probably
Anyone
an
want a playbook switch?
show.
Okay, we're going to sign off so we can go do our after show because we've got an after show to do as well. So, thank you for watching. There's a lot of stuff on the Patreon you should totally go check out. And also, Lauren, who are you? What are you doing when we find you?
When I'm not leading a dumpster fire. You can find me at Random Tuesday, pretty much all the places. I do cosplay, RPGs, and other cool stuff. You can see me on all of the various social medias where I post the cool pictures. And I could also be found on the Dungeons and Dragons channel, playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
I got nothing. You want to start with?
Frey, where can we
Let's
find
start with
you?
the one left behind.
I was going to go with Frey because he's not going to be here next week. Josh,
Ooh.
where are you going to be
Frey's
when
on-
you're not getting your eye
Frey's
taken
on
out?
a vision quest.
When Frey is not accidentally creating an entire right turn in the narrative by, you know what, I'll talk about it in the after show. You can find me on Gaming FTL on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I'm doing lots more streaming. I'm doing lots of fun Slime Rancher videos. And if you want to learn about like Bloodlines 2 or vampire stuff, then Strange Adventures on YouTube. Google it or YouTube search it.
Google it.
And we're having a lot of fun doing that.
Okay. Liam, Bentham, Bernard, where are you when you and Josh are not sleeping together?
Being left on my own with nothing but a crow person. This is what happens to me. But when that's not happening either, I have a YouTube channel where I play factory games like Satisfactory and Factory Town and Factorio. I've actually been playing all three in the last week. And then also we played some Barrow Trauma yesterday, where we kept dying in a submarine in Jupiter, because that's best way to spend a Saturday morning.
It's a good game.
You do realize it's the afternoon.
It was shush. It was my morning.
That's not how mornings work, but sure.
It is to me.
Sure. Maggie, what about you when you're not jet setting off to amazing places?
I'm still jet setting off to other places.
Just they're not amazing.
Yeah, less than
Not
amazing.
in a giant mecha dog, that's all. But someday, I'm just kidding. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places. I am going to be in so many games. I'm in like 7 or 8 a week. It's madness. So if you want to come check those out, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and I'll let you know whenever I go live. And then, check out my other stuff on all the other places. And last but not least, whenever you're not jumping into giant mega dogs to go traveling, where are you?
Jumping into giant mecha cats. Obviously superior. You can get through youtube.com/Henrylism, Twitch.tv/Henrylism. I do lots of things. Also, Tuesday I'm starting a Rogue Trader game with those two. There we go. Well, one, but hopefully Bentham will guest at some point, because he said that he'll guest at some point, but whenever that will be.
When I wake up in time.
So, never. Okay. So just Josh. Me and Josh will be Rogue Tradering on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. BST on the channels. Yeah. Okay, that's it. We have no tips today. We do have a cute cat, though. Okay, at least one cute cat. So thank you very much for watching. You can go check out Game of Thrones episode 5 with the first full actual main cast all in one episode where things hit the fan. Feel free to go watch it over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Roll4It right now. And yeah, we'll catch you back here, same place, same time, next weekend. Until next time, though, may the dice roll over in your favor.
Stay classy.